scene for a moment there. Why do I still have that open? I don't know. Oh well, let's close that because I don't need it. Oh, why didn't I do that? I don't know, because I forgot. Anyway, now that's sorted, and that's sorted. Let's get Master Duel going and turn the volume down because I forgot that bit as well. Doing the do's of waiting for it to load. How many do's can you do if you did do a do? I don't know, but I don't think you should do that many do-dos. Yeah, one a day. More than enough, really. More than enough. Let's start the game. I haven't really made any changes since last time. So it's going to be pretty much the same deck.
Hello there.
Hello, General Bluebush. Well there, hello, do you? How are you, Dragonfang? Oh, General Dragonfang. No, it's not even backwards, it's just all over the place. You seem to have written it in a peculiar fashion. Yeah, I mean, it certainly has. It's more twisted my mind than my tongue, but it is certainly quite the intro. You twisted your head. Oh, don't do that. Don't twist your melon, man. Anyway, we're still rocking Imps and Dragons. I can't remember. Yeah, I think this being the Mark II actually is slightly different than last week. Basically, I strimmed down the amount of ritual cards. I strimmed down a Successor's Soul and a Silver's Cry. I know a lot of these words probably don't mean much to people, but you know, nonetheless, I got rid of one of these because this is highly unreliable. I mean, it's absolutely atrocious. Arguably, I should just remove it entirely, but every now and again it does have its purpose. But I don't know, it's so easily counterable that it's just a detriment. And the other thing that I have a problem with this card is sometimes you get as far as the, oh, I'm going to special summon something, excellent, and then they just put in a random card and you don't get your special summon after all. And I don't understand that interaction, because it's like, I chain this, it allows me to summon a card. Excellent, summon your card then. Now I get to summon my dragon. No, you don't. Why? No reason. Anyway. I also now have Max C in there, because that's quite good for people who are special summoning a lot. I must admit, it does slightly scupper this deck. However, I have in the past, when they've thrown Max C out originally, right at the beginning, I've just stopped summoning things. Whoops, shite. That's not what I meant to do. I forgot that was a thing. Put that back. There we go. It's the problem with my hands. They don't seem to do what they're told half the time. I think I dropped a single ritual raven, so they're all just sort of pairs nowadays, no longer triplets. I've also got nibs, the nibrews. That's quite interesting. It's a weird, slightly desperate tactic. I don't necessarily think I like it, but it has worked, and it also has not worked. For anybody unaware, basically, if they special summon something 5 or more times, technically, if your opponent normal or special summoned 5 or more times, so that is normal and probably, 4 more special summons, but nonetheless, if they special summon a lot, which a lot of decks do, and I have this in my hand, I can throw it on the field. The detriment, of course, is it's quite good, I suppose, at getting past link monsters, but even then, if you don't get a chance to get rid of the primal being token, you will be slightly scuppered, because you're basically giving your opponent a reasonably powerful monster. But it does interrupt their flow significantly and can sometimes scupper all their plans. That's basically what Effect Veiler does, and I put in the Ash Blossom thing as well, because I mean, it feels like you have to. The Witch's Strike. That was an interesting one I found. If your opponent negates the normal or special summon of a monster, which a lot of people do with Miss Ash Blossom. I've only got one in this deck at the moment. I might put the second copy in, I'm not sure. Truth be told, it's one of those cards that's quite situational. But yeah, if they deny me my ritual summon, I can basically destroy everything they own, which is quite nice. It's quite useful. I'm not sure if Mirror Force is worth anything these days, because everything in their mother seems to counteract traps. So it seems very difficult to get traps to actually function in an appropriate way that you would want them to function. It's surprisingly sort of why do traps exist now? Why do traps exist? Every high-end monster card seems to just go, no, you can't do anything with a trap. Oh no, I'm just getting rid of the trap. I said chat because it popped up there with first time chat, and my brain couldn't handle two 4-letter words at the same time. Greetings, old zine. Welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! So what are you doing? The Upstart Goblin? No, you can... Well, it's not great. The Upstart Goblin is quite powerful, but not great news. Is there a channel? Blue Bush is not a mod. Gosh, the power trip that guy is on. That's a fair question. Upstart Goblin again. Okay, this is... Oh, is this the bullshit? Oh, I don't know. It might just be Sky Strikers, or is it bullshit? I mean, Sky Strikers is pretty bullshit, but no, okay, it's not. It's not full bullshit, or bullshit. No, it's not full bullshit. It's Sky Strikers bullshit. So it's a slightly different flavour of bullshit, but not the bullshit I was thinking it was. Basically, every deck is bullshit if you ask me, but that's not 100% the point. Oh god, I don't know when I need to try and counter some of this shit, because if you counter too early, they can just work around that counter. And if you counter too late, then you've not really countered anything. So it's very, very difficult. But there you go. I see you give out strands of hair in return. And another Sky Striker. Well, I say another Sky Striker. For anybody unaware, the whole deal with... It's only special summon. No, I won't believe that. The whole deal with Sky Strikers, as far as I can tell, I'm not a professional Yu-Gi-Oh man, so all information may be mistaken. But fundamentally, the deal with Sky Strikers seems to be you want to get a single Sky Striker in the extra zone. I suppose arguably, I think you can use both extra zones. I could try and block him with that and block him with a double or some such, but nonetheless, the key is you don't want any monsters in that area there, because then you can't use a lot of their effects, and you want to be using a lot of their effects. Right, no, I can drag a Candle from the deck, so yeah, we got to try our Pensaplume to Candle combo and see if we can actually get it to work. Of course, they have probably got plentiful options to shut it all down, which will be a problem, because I don't have a backup plan, so if I don't get Candle, I'm pretty much buggered. I'll have to try and survive. Nope, I'm not going to get... I think, though, that's going to block it immediately, so it doesn't leave my hand. Or does it get destroyed with that one? No, I think it just gets blocked and doesn't leave my hand. Okay. Decisions, I suppose. We don't really need Candle in the hand, so we'll pop Candle down and then just sort of stall until next turn and see if we get a better card, which unfortunately is kind of what I end up relying on, because I don't have the functionality that other decks have, which is to shuffle 1001 cards around from the graveyard, from the deck, from the hand, from wherever you want to do it. That's not going to be helpful, I don't think. No. No, I don't think that's going to be that useful to block that. As I say, I'm going to end up waiting so long for the opportune moment of blocking him, or her, obviously. I'll probably refer to most opponents as him. I don't know why. Possibly just because I'm a him, I suppose. But nonetheless, it's... Oh no, that's interesting. Is that... No, never mind. Okay. I don't think that's anything I can do anything about. No, it's not. Okay, it's fine. What are you trying to do? I don't know the Sky Striker's quite off by heart, but still. From hand, if an opponent's monster is in the extra zone, is destroyed by battle. That's not hugely pertinent. Destroyed by battle. So I think you can special summon this card from your hand if an opponent's monster is in the extra zone. No? Wait? I don't know. I can't be bothered to try and counter that. I don't understand, so I'm not countering. Hello, Mr. Chester Phoenix. Welcome. So you are now summoning... Oh, I'll just let them do it. I'll let them do it, and hopefully at some point I'll get to unveil my giant dragon that goes raw and then tries to destroy everything. Oh, I forgot. Sky Strikers can directly attack you. Of course they can. Welcome, Mr. Chester Phoenix. We're doing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I spotted you were currently doing a little master dueling as well. How fares your master dueling? Have you mastered the duel? And I suppose arguably, what are other people up to? How are you and what are you doing? It's a little bit more sort of in-your-face aggressive, that one, wasn't it? What are you doing? A bitterness crept in there. What are you doing? What are you doing with your lives? And why are you doing it? It's amazing how that question can twist just from the sort of the way it's asked. Because if you say it in an upbeat manner, hey, what are you doing with your lives? It doesn't sound too bad, but when you go, what are you doing? Arguably, get rid of the lives part, because that automatically sort of suggests negative. But if you just stick with the, hey, what are you doing? It sounds quite fun, but if you sort of go, what are you doing? You suddenly get this bit where it's like, oh, shit, that's kind of, that's quite, you know, a shitty way of asking questions. Anyway, you're butchering Scarlet Witch. I wouldn't suggest you do that. If it comes to... Oh, again, just do what you want to do. Now I'm just doing the solo gate things. I might do some solo gate today. Because there's only so many losses you can really handle. Well, there's only so many losses I can really handle, I suppose. You got to silver. That is good. That's very good. What do we do? You're summoning again. Yeah, I've got counter cards, but I want to wait until maybe something bigger and nastier comes up out of this individual. Fun fact. Oh no, okay, interesting. I suppose arguably that was the main phase 2, wasn't it? Oh, right. Well, that's something, I suppose. But I feel like I'm going to want a backup plan, so this might bait out another block card as well. Anyway. Because guess what? You know how I tried to do Pencil Plume last turn? Yeah, I'm going to try and do Pencil Plume again this turn, mate. No, I don't want to block my own card game, for crying out loud. Right, I believe Candle. Yeah, Candle's probably the most sensible option, because I can get a second advanced ritual. So yes, please. Unless it's blocked, of course, which it might be. Whenever the chain comes up, it suggests they're thinking about blocking you, which... would be unfortunate, but we shall see, I suppose. Oh, and I was going to do this last time, but I got distracted. There you go. I just clicked on my little friend. Oi! And he does a little animation. Let's grab the fancy one, why not? And then, of course, if I do that, you get a little dartboard. And then if I do that, you get a little shake of the trees. And then finally... Oh, ritual rhythm! Cool. So I could actually just straight up summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Not quite as good as a Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, though. So, I'll tell you what, we will try and utilise the Advanced Ritual. Royal Rare Shiny. Is that the Advanced Ritual? Is Royal Rare Shiny? I think that might be what you're referring to. It's the shiniest card I own, certainly. And come forth the big gribbly machine that is known as the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Because if in doubt, add more words. Oh, I'd forgotten. Well, actually, I hadn't really paid attention. Which one's doing the bullshit to my attack? I'm assuming it's this one. No? Yes, it's that one. Okay. So, also, they might be sort of... those are technically called Royal Rares. I see. Oh, it's back to my turn. Okay, excellent. Do I... No, okay, we won't right now. We'll see what happens next. What we'll do... I mean, arguably I should destroy the one there, because destroying that is actually helping him. But I kind of want my attack strength back, so... And really, this is why I'm too simple for this game. My only goal is to get my attack strength up. Up the attack strength. All of the attack will be mine. I still think maybe I should have summoned the Blue Eyes White Dragon as well, just to have maximum everything on the field, but I don't know. I don't want to burn every option I've got right now, but still. Yes, Sky Strikers are a pain in the arse. I mean, most decks are a pain in the arse, but Sky Strikers are... I mean, they usually win. That's interesting. You've put forth your Effect Veiler. Intriguing. Very intriguing. What do you do? I don't know. I don't know what I want to block, so we'll leave it again. What rank am I? I'm flitting around gold 4 and 5, I think. So I could not say with absolute certainty which it is. Estimate, I'd say 5. But I think I might be on the 4 at the moment. What is your effect?
Who's sneaking about?
You're sneaking about. Meeting time? Oh no. I mean, link summon, place spell counters on this card equal to the number of spells on the field. I mean, arguably there aren't any spells on the field, are there? No, I haven't got any spells on the field, so I don't think that's one I want to Effect Veil at this point in time. So, but sorry, did you just get 5 spells? Oh, and in the graveyards. That's the bit I didn't read, of course. So, you can remove a suspicion one spell monster from your hand or graveyard. Okay, at this point, yes, maybe. Yeah, I think. Although, having said that, I think you can still. I don't know. I don't understand Effect Veiler that well. I think you can still actually. Or no, that was a different card entirely. Actually. That's fine. Recently upgraded the deck slightly and I'm back to 3 wins for gold 2. Nice. Neutral starting point, I see. None of the 3 new cards I have put in have mattered yet, though. Ah, of course. That is always troublesome. What are you up to? Oh, is this a bullshit? Okay, no, because you've cancelled the effect of Candle. Oh. Oh, no, he's taken control of that monster as well, fair enough. But you've also been denied. But, oh, my Candle! I suppose it is slightly awkward because I lose the... Oh, and of course you've done that. Of course, there's always 1,001 options. Oh, here we go. There we go. Excellent. So, what nonsense was this? Right. I see. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. I mean, come on. Why is every card has 1,000 effects, and every card you can get access to manages to take away. Like, that card is supposed to be one of the highest damage ratings in the game, and yet every other deck has a card that manages to just make it seem pointless. This is where I start getting frustrated with Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there just seems to be this unbelievable array of bullshit. But there you go. I must admit, I don't know how link monsters and defense position work. Poorly, I assume, because they don't actually have a defense rating, so I'm assuming I can't. I can't. No, it is that one. But yeah, I don't think I don't know. If I do all this, just can't defense. So what happens when you try and turn them into defense? Oh, it's not going to make a difference, I don't think. That's done. Yeah, that's done. Excellent. I can't beat 5,300's worth of attack points. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much done. Because even with the blue eyes, I can't do it. Obviously blocking the ritual because I don't have a ritual monster. So yeah, I mean, kind of it. Just doesn't affect. So yeah, so link monsters are such bullshit. Oh, they seem to just bypass everything that should be a fucking rule, but clearly is not a fucking rule anymore. So frustrating with this whole bullshit. There's so many card effects on just one card is the problem. Yeah, problem is I don't have that. I don't have the ability to re-combo. That's because my combos are shit. Non-existent, I suppose. So I suppose I need to move into one of the fucking meta decks that have you shuffling cards for days. But unfortunately I can't get my head around figuring out the deck where you shuffle cards for days. Well, I can actually summon the Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, which arguably, actually, I can destroy his card. So, but the problem with this is there's 2 trap cards and 2 cards in the hand, which means there's going to be a counter, which just makes this pointless. So, there you go, Effect Vader. Oh, we're done. Can't be bothered to fuck about with that anymore. The amount of people in bronze have a perfectly crafted deck that they've put 0 effort into making themselves and have copied the best decks they can find online, where every turn they take 7 minutes as they look at their flowchart for how to play each turn. I mean, certainly I suspect there is some case, but still. Was surprisingly well against Eldlick decks, but after testing some stuff against a friend running Dragon Maids, I think that's just a shit matchup. They can match my summon BS and just outdamage my deck. Well, see, everything outclasses my ability to summon monsters, because I suppose I'm still locked in ancient thought tracks where you kind of just summon maybe 1 to 2 monsters a turn maximum, and excuse me, I haven't coughed for days. It's amazing. I'll go first. It makes 0 difference. I either get a decent hand that I can work with, or I get a shit hand I can't work with. And this is where the fundamental flaw in my deck versus every other deck comes in, which is they can work with every single card in their first hand. I think, is that? Yeah, that is one I can work with to get some stuff going. It's devilishly similar to the first game we just played. This opening hand, but still. No, I don't want to cancel my own thing. What I would like to do is summon this Then bring out Candle. It's a Candle Master. Yes, please, Candle. No. Shiny. Yes, please. For now, I am going to sort of pretend that I don't have a Chaos Max Dragon in my hand. Which that's the other issue I've got with this game, slightly. Is once upon a time, there was a beautiful art of bluffing. And I remember this. It was a full-on official tournament. Terraforming. No, I can probably let you have a field card. But yeah, it was a full tournament game. And my deck, you know, as usual, my deck is vastly outmatched by a proper tournament-going person. But nonetheless, I threw down a couple of random magic cards. Just as a bluff. And he did not want to attack me. Because he didn't want to lose, you know, losing a monster back, even just that short period ago, which was only a few years, losing a monster was fairly sort of, fairly high-end problematic. Jesus Christ, really? I suppose, I see, because I own more monsters. Wow, incredible. But just because I'd bluffed with these face-down cards, you know, he hesitated. Whereas nowadays, there are so many ways to remove spell cards from the field. You don't have... There's no point in bluffing, because they'll just... and gone. I'm struggling to see a point for traps nowadays, unless you have shit tons of traps. At which point, what's the fucking point in that? But still. Right, so I've never seen this thing. I don't know what Bez does, apart from hangs around dancing with maracas. So I've got literally no clue what this is all doing. If this card is added to your hand, you can special summon it and cannot special summon for the rest of this turn. Interesting. Except machine monsters, of course. See, this is the little caveats that seem to just are like so annoying. Because obviously everything's a fucking machine deck. Even the words on the cards annoy me with Yu-Gi-Oh now. You ran into Tri-Brigade Zodiac. See, I don't recognise Zodiac. Tri-Brigade I do recognise. But Zodiac, I don't know if I've come across Zodiac. What are you doing? Destroy that target. Okay. Oh no, that's if it's destroyed. See, this is part of the problem. You've got to spend about 10 minutes trying to ascertain exactly what half this text means. There you go. I mean, this seems silly. Does this not seem silly to anybody else? He's got 4 supremely powerful monsters on the field with limited effort. I mean, I suppose I ought to be glad that he's at least had to use 3 cards from his hand. That's something, I suppose. I mean, he should probably, for 4 cards on the field at once, 5 cards on the field at once, maybe should perhaps have to, you know, use the entire hand, perhaps, but nope. I can only assume if they're using Tri-Brigade in Bronze 5, they're just sort of passing through. But passing through with their main deck, I suppose. Help! There's Maxi. I don't really need him. So, right, what nonsense. Cannot be destroyed by battle, of course not. Remove 1 counter from this card if you cannot destroy it. Okay, right. So I'd need to try and destroy it 3 times. Excellent. Is this the same deal? Attacked or is attacked. Remove 1 counter from this card at the end of the damage step if you cannot destroy it. Okay. So they've basically got a timer on them. But I can't really destroy them until that timer is gone. Well, I mean, I have little choice. I'm going to have to bring out the Max Dragon and hope that it can do something. No, I don't want either of those. You don't have a max yet, blimey. I'm surprised your deck even remotely functions. That was sarcasm, by the way. I'm sure your deck functions perfectly fine without it. It's just, it is amazing how often you see the bastard thing. So I decided, fuck it, if you can't beat them, join them. And so I figured, why not? I'll stick it in. Right, so I don't know which target is really the optimal one, but still. Okay, let's just. I mean, it feels like it's an eeny, meeny, miny, mo, unless. So this one. No, okay, that's not quite. There was one that did something. Before resolving an opponent's monster effect, that targets this face-up card. Look at your opponent's hand. That would be awkward, but I'll take the weakest one for now, since as the other two aren't going to be destroyed anytime soon, so I might as well just plough through that one. In most deck builds, in theory, running the best options, run 2 max. I think I've only got the 1. I think I literally only have the 1, I think. I decided to get a second Ash Blossom to try and negate things via that thing. But as I say, I'm too hesitant to negate things, because the thing is, when they Ash Blossom me, it kind of scuppers everything. When I Ash Blossom them, they just play another 6 cards from the deck willy-nilly without giving a shit. So, yeah, I haven't quite learned, and especially multiple archetypes, of course, I haven't learnt the patterns for which you need to know when to block their effect. I don't know. I run into a lot of the maxis, a lot of them, because a lot of the time, sometimes I don't really have a choice. I have to just special summon. That's it. Other times, like when they do it, when I do the incantation combo, that's kind of, well, that's stuck. That's giving them 2 cards. I don't have a choice. That's now done. But I can at least deny them a 3rd by avoiding the ritual summon. But on some occasions, they have sort of thrown it out really early. Like, so early that it's like, okay, fine, I'll just lay some magic cards and leave you with the cards you have in your hand. Which I suppose arguably is perhaps the point. The point is to sort of slightly scupper my plans, but yeah. I don't really know what this fella's doing now. Because it appears to be his turn. It appears to be his main phase 1. But he doesn't appear to... Oh, no, he is doing something. Okay. What is this? What is this? You can add 1 boss rush from your deck to your hand. Oh, this is the part. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 Bez monster from your hand. So, I mean, I could just grab some... That doesn't affect magic cards, does it? No. So, I'll toss Max C and see if he does a load of special summons, perhaps. But also, oh, I can chain, but is that going to... No, well, that would counteract the Max C, so there would be no point in that one, I don't think, but still. That's one reason I was playing their Dragon Maid deck, trying to see when the best Solemn Judgment play was. That's a chain to cancel your Max, as I suspected. What are you up to? Place 3 card counters. I wonder if I just... I don't know, but you know what? I'm going to try and effect veil this big boy. Oh, wait, what? I take it this cannot be... No? Okay. Fine. Yet again, another interaction I do not understand. Excellent. Oh, and there goes my counter card there. Excellent. But I feel like I mean, that is an effect monster, right? And is its effect not put fucking counters on it? Which surely then can be blocked by the effect failure. I mean, too much brain power for me, evidently. Because I can't do shit all against these decks. I mean, unless he destroys Max Dragon, which he's got 1 card in his hand, which really means he's got 32 cards in his hand. Oh wait, no, 35 cards in his hand. Oh, no, he's just going to outmuscle it, isn't he? 3 sacrifices suggests he's going to have something nasty that's going to just be ridiculously powerful. No, apparently not ridiculously powerful yet. Oh yeah, of course, Max C getting me shit. Is this target 1 card on the field? Now see, okay. Cannot target this card with card effects. Okay, he's not done that. Good. I've been quite annoyed had he managed to do that, I suppose. Access. Oh, it's access code talker again, which means he's just going to have about 1001. Yep, he's going to have 6000. Yep, excellent. 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 Exactly the same scenario as last time. Wonderful. Majestic nonsense. And there's no solution to that card. So, great. I mean, it's interesting. That looks like a solution. It's not going to be. I'll tell you what, I'm going to toss Manju out as well. Yes, I would like one of my ritual spells, ideally. Do I have a... Yes, I do. So I'm going to take the Chaos form, as I can banish the blue eyes from the graveyard. Well, I say that. There's no guarantee of that, but still. He's going to know that trap card is something of pertinence, which of course means it's going to be instantaneously destroyed, because every card under the sun can just destroy as many trap cards as they fancy whenever they fancy. And yes, I realise it is severe, unfathomable bitterness. What counter is going to block this trap this time? Oh my! A mirror force that worked. Good lord. What an astonishing thing. Destroy all attack position monsters. That's not going to help me. Right, well, I guess Chaos form. Special summon the dragon, and that is graveyard, so send that to the graveyard. Diddle dee with a diddle dee da. And shall. That does sort of slightly make me consider my options, but I am nonetheless going to go all inside. Oh, I got rid of the bastard thing, didn't I? Well, you're an idiot. Yes, I am. I suppose arguably, let's try and find the biggest, chunkiest bastard he's got. So 1 link monster. No, that's not going to work. All that in my favour. I'm assuming that's the biggest, chunkiest bastard you've got. He must be special summoned by a card effect. I don't know. I feel like this is going to... Yeah, I feel like this is going to go badly. I've overreached and forgot that I didn't have a blue eyes in my field. And therefore this is probably going to just get destroyed instantly. Is that how this is going to work? I don't know. Oh shit, I've got stuff available. What stuff do I have available there? Oh, I actually have my own transcode talker. I don't think I really want to use my transcode talker. I think at this point my best bet is probably to... it's already in defense mode. But yeah, I suppose arguably it'll turn it to 0. Oh no, it'll flip it like that. Okay, interesting. I don't know what that effect is, so I don't want to use it. Well, there's your 3000. And there's the ultimate insult. Ultimate insult. I defeated him with his own top-ranking monster. And you're quite right, Chester. It wasn't over. And I am astonished. But there you go. Unless you're going full trap stall with Fogblade and such. Yes, I've seen a lot of that, yeah. With secondary effects you can activate from the graveyard. Even if yeah. See, that irks me so much. That the graveyard is no longer any significance to any of these cards. And I think, like, eventually they might have to just go, oh, we've reached the cap. We're starting again from simpler mechanics or something. Because I think they're getting so far to all of these things that, like, you said it previously, the graveyard is just another deck. Because you can activate so many things out of the graveyard now. And what's the next step? Activating stuff out of the banishment thing? I mean, you can already do a certain amount of that. But if that starts getting more and more prevalent, are you going to have cards that go, you know, get driven down the road and therefore can't be used? It just, I don't know. It just feels like it might have gotten a little bit too sort of high and weird and not really functional anymore. Because there's too many things that just... I suppose arguably it still plays, but the meta has changed, I suppose. But it's still like one of those ones where it just feels like, ugh. Yeah, see, I have a problem with that. Yeah, there's only so many traps, and it's only the traps that have these weird new caveats attached to them that are of any real use. And so that sort of makes me like, oh, why must you be this way? What was so wrong with just being able to play the trap? And as I say, bluffing, I don't think it exists all that much anymore. Once upon a time, you could have a nice little bluff with people. Look, I've placed a face down card. Are you going to retort, or are you going to risk the face down card? But there you go. Skill drain and goose and match. I don't immediately recognise those. Oh, you've immediately eliminated my capacity for special summons. So that's, you went for the instantaneous thing. So I guess I will have to rely on Mirror Force. In general, always set traps in main phase 2 if possible. Really? Why? They'll still get destroyed. It's the bitterness talking again, perhaps. But I don't see why it'd be beneficial to put them in main phase 2 as opposed to main phase 1. I'm curious as to why that's the theory. Because to me, it doesn't make that much difference. An intriguing stall at the beginning here. Is that an Amazoness swordswoman? Okay, interesting. Not seeing Amazonesses all that much. Now I must admit, I'm slightly tempted. I might leave the Mirror Force on the field, which I know is risky, but it's one of those ones where it's not a lot of damage, so I can kind of tank that. But you're not using it this turn anyways, and they're slightly less likely to be popped. I see. Now, see, I find that to be an interesting theory, because surely if everybody knows that, then it goes back to balancing to not making any difference. But I don't know. As I say, I'm very naive and difficult to teach, I think is one of the key problems. Right, do I need a monster? I believe I do want a monster. Yeah, because I've got 2 ritual spells. I want a monster, which that is ritual monster from your deck to your hand. So yes, Talismandra. Come forth. I must admit, I can't actually attack at this point in time. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm beginning to get a sense of how this is going to go down, which is Yes, okay. Yeah, that's equally going to be problematic with my style of stuff, which is always a problem. I tell you what, I think since you've stalled with Swords of Light, I guess I'll just carry on with stalling as well, but at the moment, while my monsters are in defense mode, no. Jesus Christ, the DD Warrior Lady! Oh, interesting, after damage calculation, when this card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish that monster, also this card. Yeah, okay, that's going to be a problem for my stuff. Plus it's a you can, which means, yeah, I think this is going to be a problem. I mean, even something so erratically odd as this, and I'm not feeling like I'm going to be able to do much, but I'm wondering if maybe... Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Mirror Force should stick around until the 3rd turn. How many turns have we got left of that? It's a bit of a waste of imp monsters, but... So we'll try and see, but still... no. I did get some kind of Swords of something trap, I can't remember. Use the heart of the cards to guide you. Well, with a bit of luck, we might be able to do that, but no guarantees. Right, let's probably... Yeah, I can stall for a little bit longer with more incantation monsters. Although, clearly they need... Clearly they know... They now know that I've got both things that I require. So... I've got all of the things I require. Advanced Ritual, I think, is probably the more potent of the two, because I can stick Blue Eyes in the graveyard, then use Chaos Form to bring forth the other one. At this point, I'm in a little bit slow play, but I think it's sort of... The two traps are slightly concerning, but I mean, yeah. Oh, another one face down now, which is slightly problematic and annoying, but there you go. Yeah, that's not exactly improved the situation. Damn it. I don't know how best to approach this, because it's such a weird deck. This is the problem. Some of these, they just do weird decks, and it's like, I don't understand. What is it you're doing? I don't get what you're doing. And they beat me because it's simply like, I don't understand what you're trying to do here. Because this is just like an old school, old-fashioned beatdown. So I don't really know. But as I say, the problem is they know what I've got. I don't think they're going to be doing much special summoning, which is bound to be a mistake, but I'll keep going with the idea that maybe I'm on the ropes. Oh dear, I don't have any options. They know I have options. Assuming they've read the cards that I've been putting in my hand, of course, which sometimes I don't, so... I think at this point, do you know what? I think at this point I'm going to have to just spring forth. Do you have a counter for Mirror Force? Oh yes, apparently you do. Interesting. Your opponent draws one card, negate the activation. Okay, annoying, but at least we've found out what that trap is now, I suppose. Yeah, this is a... Because I'm gonna struggle here. I'm gonna struggle to actually do anything here. I think I've burnt both Talismandras, haven't I? Yeah, yes I do. At this point, I've got no real choice because I'm being whittled. I'm being whittled down so much that I'm just going to have to go on the offensive and Slam the face of the person. We're looking at 3,000 points of damage. No, we're not, because I miscalculated my own attack strength. Oh, no! You cannot destroy me with traps. Moo-hoo-ha-ha-ha. Does Yu-Gi-Oh! Really have 10,000 cards? It is distinctly possible. Oh, that's what Oni's just said, yeah. Solemn Strike, Imperial Order, there can be only one, so that's like 9 traps out of 10,000 cards I would consider frequently seen in meta decks, yeah. And that's sort of, you can understand to a certain extent my issues with that. But yeah, I'm going to take a beating, but I think at this point I'm just going to have to take the chance to get rid of that. I must admit, I'd forgotten the fact that it was only me who took the damage there, so yeah, we may still have a problem here. Yeah, I think I may have just been too slow. Pot of Duality. Yeah, okay, we'll have to let that fly, I think, at this point. Okay, well, I think we get to see what he puts in his hand. Is it going to be the bottomless trap hole? No. What is that? Power of the Guardians, I say. Place 1 spell counter on this card. The equipped monster 500 for each spell counter. Okay, interesting card, but nothing too major. Chaos Form again, which is not hugely useful. I could drag Advanced Ritual back from the grave. No, I can't, because I don't have a monster in my hand for Incantation Pensaplume. I guess. I mean, I'm going to have to tackle the face down card, because I know I'm going to get screwed if I take down that one, so we'll just have to find out if I'm screwed over this one. No. But in Needleworm! Needleworm! The fact that I recognise the card Needleworm tells you how old the card Needleworm is. This is a very peculiar choice of deck. What year is it? Exactly. It's just... this deck is bizarre. Now, theoretically, assuming he doesn't destroy the Max Dragon right now, or he's going to suicide, possibly. No? You're going to need 2,000, so at the moment you're rocking 2,000 damage, if I've read that card correctly. Face down, battle phase. Yeah, you're about to... Oh no, you're going after the... Okay, interesting. Yeah, fair dues, I suppose. If it was only a Pensaplume, I don't mind too much. But yeah, I think at this point, it depends on that trap card. I've been done. Do you know what? I honestly think this is going to be a fucking cylinder one, magic cylinder. But I haven't got much choice. Oh, apart from the fact that yeah, that's going to not get destroyed, but I'm going to get destroyed, so that's going to be a problem. But yeah, I've kind of won, so that's I've been overthinking that a little bit too much there. It's fine. You know what? I don't. It's weird. That's a deck that feels like I should have enjoyed facing, because it's a very old school deck. But it just felt weird. It just felt dirty and weird facing off against that. Let's see what you are. Oh, it's the little shape snatch. A bow tie with horrible power. It attacks an opponent by controlling others. The bow tie is evil. It's a weird notion. Not the bow tie. Dear God, not the bow tie. Tell you what, shall we do we'll do a solo mode, and then we might move on to something else, but I don't know. We'll see. I did do the megaliths a little while back, yeah. So you missed the megaliths if you were particularly fussed by the megaliths. But I do have potentially viable megalith deck I was working on, because it was not too far off of what I've been doing recently, which is of course ritual summons, but they've got a little bit more funkiness to them, because you can. There's a lot more Unlike my deck, which is just, I want big monster. Big monster here. I'm happy. A big monster destroyed, you bastard. I'll summon bigger monster. The megaliths have a bit more shuffling about. But still, don't forget to claim your doodads. I know. I do regularly claim my doodads. I promise. What we got here? What is that? What is that? That's the normal monster. Disgusting. The best friends with Lazuli. Oh, so they've separated Lazuli and Lapis. Lapis. Go to the bathroom for Lapis. It's all about fusion stuff. Yes. I'm vaguely aware. I think they turned up in the series at some point. I can't quite remember when. I feel like it was the Arc 5 series, maybe? I might be wrong. Anyway, Pyroxene Warriors, the Gem Knights with hearts of justice. Diligent in their training, but reluctant to utilize their powers in battle, they led a peaceful existence. However, those calm days were threatened by the Flame People, the Larval. This aggressive nation of Flame Warriors sought to invade the land of the Gem Knights. Averse to this fruitless conflict, the Gem Knights did not aggressively engage them, but for the Larval, the inaction of Gem Knights was fuel to the fire. And day by day, collisions increased between the Larval and the Gem Knights. At last, the Gem Knights resolved themselves to a full-on conflict to protect their homeland. The Gem Knights possessed a core. I bet they did. That shone like a gem, which they activated as a force to aid them in battle. In addition, they could utilize the core. There you go, that'd be the deck for me. The carry-on archetype, where it's just... you get to summon 2 monsters as long as you go, ooh, that's a lovely looking pair. The fused Gem Knights include the following. Gem Knight Ruby, who repelled the enemy. In what sort of way repelled the enemy? Because that could just be the larval monsters come in and go, oh, fucking hell, Ruby. Have a shower. Have a fucking shower. Christ. You're repellent. Gem Knight Aquamarine, who defended its companions. He doesn't smell. He had a shower this morning. It's a condition. Gem Knight Topaz, who tormented its opponents. Look, you come in here saying he smells. Maybe it's you who smells. Yeah, you're the one who smells. You're the only one who smells around here. That's what you can smell. Oh, and that's it. I really thought there was going to be a 4th one. I feel disgusted by the lack of symmetry in their cutscene. Anyway, I'll catch up time. The original Garnet. A brick is a card in your hand that is technically good but not usable. I see. Garnet is a card that you don't want to draw. It's supposed to say in the deck. Oh, I see. Oh, I've got plentiful Garnets then in my deck. In fact, all 3 of my Blue Eyes White Dragons are technically Garnets. Or Garnets, however you want to precisely. I was over-pronouncing it a little bit back there. But nonetheless, yeah, no. I technically want them in the deck so I can advanced ritual summon and put them in the graveyard and then chaos form them out of the graveyard into the banishment area. Plus, Silver's Cry is beneficial if you can have them in the graveyard, and Successor's Soul is useful if they're in the deck, but still, yeah. And it comes from the Gem Knight Garnet, but that all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Hell yeah. Because a good Gem Knight fusion monster plus brilliant fusion needs a Gem Knight monster, and Garnet is the best attack of them, so it would basically always be played. But it can use the fusion materials in the deck, so drawing it was just a dead card. It was so common that his name eventually got applied to all cards you wouldn't want to draw because it can do something better in the deck. Let's have a practice and see what they're teaching me today. Well, they're teaching me about Garnet Knights, aren't they? We know this for a fact. We know this to be true. Okay, we've got 3 of them. We've got Sapphire, Crystal and Garnet. With its colourful fusion spells, this deck gives you the chance to duel with lots of different fusion monsters and effects. Well, you say lots of different fusion monsters, and this is what's an interesting difference between the real game and the TV series, I think, is in this thing, and I'd be curious to know maybe they do actually stick to the idea of their extra decks in the TV series being 15, but it's quite fascinating that in the TV series you tend to just have them go, I'm going to fusion these into this, I'm going to fusion this into that, I'm going to fusion all of these into this, and they just seem to have constant unending extra decks, whereas in this, of course, you have to be a little bit more sort of, you know, decision making as you've only got the 15 cards. Not a hugely pertinent point, but, you know, one that's got minor interest, perhaps. Gem Knight Fusion, one of the rudimentary spell cards, is sent to the graveyard after it has been used. You can add it back to your hand by banishing a Gem Knight monster from your graveyard. Use that effect once you have gathered your fusion material, so you can fusion summon multiple times in one turn. Yes. See, I'm going to be doing it and it annoys me. This is the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! It annoys me when I lose, and it annoys me if I win under, like, annoying circumstances. And it annoys me if the mechanics don't line up with what I want. Just annoys me, I suppose. Certainly in the original series, fusion cards kind of spawned out of the ether. Yes. But even nowadays, I think with, like, Link monsters are extra decks, Synchros are extra decks. And I'd love to know if they do calculate it out and go, well, we've used 15 extra cards. That's our limit. Because obviously, they've definitely got more than 15 extra cards, I think, in their possession. But you could argue that in a single duel, if they don't use all 15 of their extra cards, you could argue that they've just traded them out and adjusted everything. But, you know, it's just one of those odd little things, I suppose. Right, you would like me to summon Gem Knight Aquamarine. Aquamarine. Oh, what secret pack is that? As the card attacks, it is changed to defense position at the end of the battle phase. Well, that's not so bad with 2600 defense, although it's meaningless nowadays. I suppose that's why Link monsters perhaps don't have a defense stat anymore, because defense is just fairly pointless. I know, I can't help the bitterness, I'm sorry. So I'm assuming what you now want me to do is, yeah, banish the knight from the graveyard in order to bring this back, in order to re-summon out a bigger fusion monster, which is where this is not optimal for my brain, because it's just like all over the place, and which one do you want to take? And yeah, Gem Knight Garnet, which I suppose is the one in my hand, correct? Yes. Plus one Gem Knight monster. This is it? You can tribute one face-up gem monster. This card gains attack equal to the tributed monster's attack. Oh, okay, that's a useful effect, but I'm slightly confused why I couldn't summon that in the first place. No, I'm still slightly confused why I couldn't just summon it in the first place. Why did I need to bring out Aquamarine? I don't think I did, but I might be wrong. Anyway, it's got Stronghold, the Moving Fortress, Heroic Gear, and Ancient Gear Golem. I do like Ancient Gears. I've not seen much of Ancient Gears, so I'm assuming they're not really run in the meta. But nonetheless, I did really like them. Oh, okay, so you wanted Aquamarine in the graveyard. Okay, fair dues. Oh, wait, no, are you sure? Oh, no, that has to be a gem monster, so yeah, okay, that's fair. Okay, so I still sort of understand now why you would want to do that. Attack my life points directly. Or attack his life points directly, rather, sorry. The cheapest graded and only 8 out of 10 English version of 10,000 Dragon is listed at $1,600. Sweet mother of mercy. If you want the Korean version. No, that's ridiculous. I really like the idea of Stronghold, but it's probably terrible. So, Let's have a look. I can't. There's a part of me I think I remember what Stronghold might be, but I'm not 100% convinced I do. No, it's not. I don't think it's the card I'm thinking of now. Let's have a butchers. I mean, I suppose it's just. I can pop in the Megalith deck. That'll do. I don't think there's any Megalith in the Megalith deck at the moment. Oh no, there we go. I did get slightly further. I wasn't 100% sure. Oh no, not Stronghold. Sometimes you do need a Stronghold, but not on this occasion. Stronghold Guardian. No, it is the one I was thinking of. Yeah. Gadget monsters. Special summon this card in defense position as an effect monster. This card is also a trap while you control green gadget, red gadget, yellow gadget. This card gains 3000 attack. Honestly, my instinct, absolute garbage. But I might be wrong. What's the one? Oh, here we go. We're actually there. There you go. If it's just for the sake of blocking and traps, I'd say your boy Metal Reflect Slime would be better. But then again, I don't know your plans. You may have nefarious plans that require that level, maybe, / require that other bit. And maybe, are you actually utilising gadget monsters? Because I don't know if I'd recommend that. It almost certainly is, but Yugi used it in the final duel in the original series, so I wanted it. Fair enough. That is not unreasonable. In fairness, I own the God Monsters in like physical card form. I actually own the God Monsters. Slifer the Sky Dragon, Winged Dragon of Ra, and Obelisk the Tormentor. I actually do own them in a physical form, which I'm quite pleased at. I also own the Seal of Orichalcos, and a couple of other specialised cards as well. Can't quite remember what they are, but they're not legal cards. Those ones, I don't think. Some of them are, but not. Like the God Monsters, they are legal cards. Orichalcos might be a legal card. I mean, it might be on the lists at this point, but I think at one point in time it was a legal card. The other ones were not legal cards. They were just like it was like the Kingdom Treasure ones. Just the tickets to being part of the Duelist Kingdom. So add one Gem Knight card from your deck to your hand, then you can apply this effect. Fusion summon one Gem Knight fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion monsters listed from your hand or your side of the field. You can only activate one Absorb Fusion per turn. Okay. Unexpected die! I mean, if I died, it would be unexpected. If you control no monsters, special summon one level 4 or lower monster from your deck. Okay. Mr. Emerald, right. So, really, I suspect we're looking at trying to get... Well, if I'd argue, we could get some... Oh, yeah, they've updated. So it's not just fusions, it would seem. Gallant Granite. And Day Gasto Emerald. But yeah, you've got some Xyz options there. You've got some Link options there. Gem Knight Phantom. Phantom Quartz, in fact. But mostly it is the fusions. So what do you need there? 3 Gem Knight monsters. Okay. And 3. And one Gem Knight and a Rock monster. Okay. But that's quite hefty. Are you a Rock monster? You are a Rock monster. Okay. So... No, you played against an Ancient Gear deck. Nice. I mean, it's nice to see it exists still. So I don't know. I'm attracted to Mr. Zirconia. So I think if I just bring out any old gem monster, it doesn't specifically matter. I'm sure there's a tactical reason to perhaps bring a specific one, but yeah. So theoretically, you're a Gem Knight and a what's it? So I believe, yes. Think I'm going to be able to get my Zirconia? I can get my Zirconia. Are you better? Not necessarily by stats, but possibly by effect. You can send one Gem Knight monster from your main deck or extra deck to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage for each special summon monster on the field. That's not going to be that useful at the moment, so we'll go statistically grandiose. There we go. Ancient Gear is a pretty mediocre They've got a good field spell and access to limiter removal, but tend to either go ham by turn 2 or lose badly. That doesn't surprise me. Do you know what? Fuck it, we'll put them in an extra. I'm slightly averse to these extra ones. Again, my sort of traditional Yu-Gi-Oh style. It's like... Yes, monster slots. I've got 5 here. 5 good ones. We used to have just 5 monster slots. We liked those 5 monster slots. We enjoyed those 5 monster slots. But, yes, there's extra ones now. Oh, it's Nibs! It's the Nibby baby! Are you a rock? You are a rock. So I think I could sacrifice you for another boy. What sort of boy do we want this time? The link go in the extra slots. Anything else does feel kind of weird to me. There are some edge cases where it might matter. I mean, mostly Sky Strikers are where perhaps it matters, because you want to get them out of the way of the main area is the key thing with those Sky Strikers. But then again, most of the Sky Strikers I think are link monsters. Oh, Gem Knight Topaz. Interesting. Hang on, let's see. Fusion Summon. This card can interact twice during each battle phase. When this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to the... Oh yeah, that sounds good. What do I need for this? Specifically a Tourmaline... Oh, specifically a Tourmaline and a Gem Knight. That's disappointing. You, Gem Knight and a Pyro. Gem Knight Sapphire and a Gem Knight. Gem Knight Tourmaline and... Oh, that's the same... Are you not the same boy? I don't know, I'm getting confused now. No, I think you might be the same boy. Gem Knight Ruby... No. So I feel like it... Oh no, I suppose I've already summoned him. But arguably the woman. There you are, woman. No, that's specifically a Lapis. Okay, that's fine. That may be true, but my monkey brain's the Ancient Gear Golem. Ancient Gear Golem! And yes, same here for me. Absolutely same. I used to love the Ancient Gear Golem. It's a shame, in a way, that the Ancient Gear monsters were sort of done by such a fucking idiot. So yeah, I don't... Oh, that's if I have no monsters? Yeah, okay. I suppose at this point I don't really have a plan, so if in doubt, whack them in the face. There you go. See, that plan seemed to work. Sometimes you can overthink these things, can't you? And then other times you can distinctly underthink them, so that's fine. Especially against the AI. The AI is not exactly putting up the world's most immense and unfathomable issues. Okay, this one is looking quite interesting, because I can use it, which suggests it's fine. Right, so using monsters from your deck as fusion material, but change its attack to 0. If this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. Once per turn, you can discard 1 spell. The monster special summoned by this card's effect gains attack equal to its original attack defense until the end of your opponent's turn. Okay, that's not too bad. Because I could ditch Unexpected Day. So, do you know what? Fuck it. Let's bring forth the Brilliant Fusion. And bring forth... Who was the boy I liked? Are you the boy I liked? You're the boy I liked. You're the boy that I liked. Although you've got very weak-willed. I feel like if I'm going to do this, I might as well have a big boy. Oh, there you go. You look like the biggest boy. Are you the biggest boy? I think he's the biggest boy. You can only special summon Gem Lady Brilliant Diamond once per turn. Once per turn, you can send 1 face-up Gem Knight monster you control to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Gem Knight Fusion monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Okay, I feel like that's probably quite good. Yeah, we do that? Yeah, we do that. And then we sort of do that, do that, and then sort of do a little bit of a spread shot. And then we do you in your phase of the fusion powder. Now have Brilliant Diamonds. Oh, I've got the ability to something. Probably one of the Link monsters, maybe. But no, I think it's probably... Yeah, it's a shame I have to get rid of you. I don't know if I really want to get rid of you. But arguably, we could do this Absorb Fusion. Oh, we could actually... No, yeah, Absorb Fusion would be... But the question is... No, I couldn't do that. No, I think at this point she might have to just wait. So yeah, okay. We'll use this effect, get rid of the unexpected day, and that gets me back up to her maximum doodahs. And now we go big boy smash. Yeah, big boy smash it. Big boy smash face in. And lovely lady smash face. Just as well, if not, in fact, better. But yeah, that'll do. Just having to get lucky that my Dolce is actually pretty good. Stumbled ass backwards into that one, but I like it. It's always good. It's good that you've gotten that then only. Nothing like finding out the thing you've picked to play for fun is actually good. Yes, that's where I've almost, I was leaning towards the Dragon Maids before you mentioned that the Dragon Maids were meta style stuff, which kind of, in fairness, kind of did put me off slightly. And I don't want to lose, but I also don't want to sort of embrace the meta and do things properly. I know it's a terrible existence, frankly. And I wouldn't curse it upon my worst enemy. The inability to want to do it like everybody else, but equally the inability or the non-desire to lose. So yeah. So technically, one thing I have not been doing, but I will just do this as well. We can do this and have get some extra cards by using my own deck. Or if I was in New Zealand, I'd be using my own deck. I'd get a gem merchant, use my own deck. Oh, not bad. Interesting. Oh, actually, no, that's quite good. And that's kind of it's quite specifically named towards gem monsters, but its effect is actually fairly open-ended. Yeah, that's not bad. Because there are other Earth. Well, I assume there are other Earth-based archetypes. Like, truth be told, I can't say that we're absolutely certain. What? No. Oh, I've pushed edit deck, haven't I? Yeah, that's the problem there. Change decks. That's what we wanted. Change decks. We might as well use the one I know roughly what I'm doing with, which is the bloody large dragons and tiny imps. I go from one extreme to the other. You've got tiny imps and massive dragons. But you never know. It perhaps throws people off. They don't know what to expect. Well, they do, because I have to flash most of the cards in my hand in order to do these things, but not 100% the point. They're very susceptible to having their key piece interrupted. But if that combo gets started, they can get a couple of 3k beat sticks on the field with a negate. People don't seem to want to put them in top 10 type lists, but definitely fringe meta and plat 5 capable with a run. Good luck. Oh my. No, I don't really want to do that, thank you, game. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent start. Absolutely excellent start. I need to perhaps take Silver's Cry. Well, problem is Silver's Cry actually works quite nicely. Maybe I need to just take Successor's Soul out, perhaps, I don't know. What are you doing? Fusion Sage. Well, that's not going to help me with getting special summons, although having said that, fusions, of course. Max C will like fusions. Another Fusion Sage, okay. You have as many polymerizations as you like, sir. And there's the polymerization. Okay, so depends on how many polymerizations you plan on going for, but still. I've seen several Dragon Maids already, fairly common decks, very popular. Because what's not to like about half dragon, half anime girls as an archetype? Well, that's kind of it. I thought, if I'm going to move into another archetype, I kind of still want some kind of, some level of dragon in my thing. Because if I go Cyber Dragons, it's still dragons. If I go Dragon Maids, there's still dragons. So, do you know what? I might get wiped out in one turn. No, not quite. Okay. I am definitely on the back foot, though. But I do, in fairness, I do have options here. Which is not too bad. Okay, that's not one of the options. Oh no, Ritual Spell, excellent. Candle is almost exactly... No, I don't have any bloody ritual... Jesus, I don't have any... Literally, none of the things I have here are useful to me. My God. This is ridiculous. But I say none of them. I mean, none of them was perhaps a bit of an overstatement, because, you know, get destroyed. But that's not 100% the point. The point is, yeah, I don't have any of my ritual spells, and I don't have any of my ritual monsters, which has kind of shut me right down, which is slightly awkward. But, you know, now I have your monster, so I suppose that's something, isn't it? Let's go. Your monster is mine, and there's little you can do. Well, I say there's little you can do. Arguably, that's got to be polymerization, hasn't it? Potentially, at least, anyway. There may be dragons ahead, but will there be any long coats? I always imagine there's a long coat there somewhere. Cyber dragons are probably similar power level, not as familiar with them. Thunder dragons are also pretty solid, maybe slightly better than cyber. Potentially. I kind of almost want to do... I mean, I kind of do want to do the full risk-reward power bond idea, because that does appeal quite a lot. Okay, I mean, that's a problem. I just have really shit cards. I mean, in one card, are you really going to be able to get 2,200? I mean, the answer traditionally is no. But nowadays, it kind of is distinctly yes. And I suppose arguably... what do you do? Ritual spells. Okay, so the easiest way would probably to throw down Candle just to make certain. Just to make certain. But I also quite like the idea of Cyber Darks as well. But they're slightly different. As much as your boy Zane ran Cyber Dark and Cyber Dragon in the same deck, I don't think it's quite as simplistic as that in the real world. I cannot believe the draws! They're all awful. I mean, I think that one's going to be the less effective and useful at the moment, depending on what I draw next. Well, obviously Ritual Raven's not much cop at the moment, because there's no ritual cards. This deck has just failed hard here. I suppose actually she's not got a bad amount of defense points for going against this pile of shit. Manju, okay, we might be able to get something rolling. We can't, because Manju is not going to be enough on his own. Wait, no, he's not on his own. Ritual spell, okay, Manju, ritual spell. Yes, please. So probably advanced doings. That's it, advanced doings. And now, did we lose both candles? No, good. Activate the effect of Bookstore. Yes, I do have an advanced ritual in my hand. Why, thank you. Boom. Candle. Ritual spell. No. I need Talismandra. Ritual monster. Yes, ritual monster. Ritual monster. Are we in confirmation that it is a ritual monster we need? Ritual monster. Just double check. Ritual monster. There we go. Get on there. Yes, I do. Of course I do want to bring out the big boy. And yeah, I mean... No, I think just big boy. Big boy will suffice. Oh, yes, indeed. Because this is the other combo that why I quite like the Deep Eyes Dragon. So I advanced Ritual Art the Big Max Dragon by popping a Blue Eyes in the graveyard. And you may see this coming and understand why if you know what a Deep Eyes White Dragon does. But if, and I've had this happen and it's been majestic to watch them just surrender. I know, I'm terrible. But if the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, it's probably not going to on this occasion unless that's got something particularly fanciful. No. If that does get destroyed, because I've got a dragon in the graveyard, I can special summon my big boy. And it's just a free card thing. Well, 4 card, I suppose, technically. Which works quite nicely. But, you know, it does require you having a Deep Eyes in your hand. Right, we'll use Manju, amazingly. Don't often use Manju for attacking, but, you know, fuck it. It's good enough. Now, I'm still in a slightly precarious position, but drawing 1 card in this deck I don't think is going to make any real difference. It didn't. If it was any other deck, I'd say drawing one card may very well prove unbelievably pertinent, but going against the AI with a deck like this, I don't think it was ever going to make much difference whatsoever. And smash it, smash it. I did see a wild butternut earlier. I didn't really sort of highlight I saw a wild butternut. I acknowledged your message, but I don't think I actually specified. So if you're still here, Mr. Butternut, welcome. And if you're up to anything interesting, do feel free to lay forth the interesting thing you're doing. Or I can get the structure deck. I'm not overly fussed about the structure deck, but we might as well watch the end little cutscene. At first, some of the Gem Knights laid in waiting for their enemies, but eventually they decided to join the fight one by one. In the midst of fierce battle, the Gem Knights fused further into an even more powerful force. However, this clash between the tribes was only the beginning of the turmoil that followed. The Gem Knights who had risen to defend their comrades were now caught up in the great swell of battle. At first, they loathed the conflict, but to counter that great evil, they eventually fused with other races to grow more powerful, such as the Vylon, who descended from heaven, or even the Larval themselves. The Gem Knights, the Pyroxene warriors with hearts of justice, their fate shall unfold in glorious detail in another tale. Ah, dude, leave me hanging on the cliff there. Their tale is not complete, but we're going to leave it there, because, you know, we're arseholes. I found a new card pack. Lovely. No, I don't really want to go to the store, because I don't necessarily. Wait, is Thunder Dragon good? I don't necessarily think that's the Thunder Dragon you're thinking of, maybe. But I might be wrong. Let's get. I'm going to not look at the chat for a moment, just in case Oni's quicker than the game, which he might very well be. But if I just edit a random deck, because I think now maybe they may feature in the deck. Whoops, no, not Dragnor. Dragnor! Oh, don't drag me. Don't drag me down. That is the card you're thinking of, isn't it? Or at least I think so. Maybe. Although that is the twin-headed version, I suppose. You're probably thinking possibly of the single-headed version, which I'm assuming is that one? No. 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 Thunder Dragon, there we go. Is that the one you're thinking of? Twin-headed Thunder Dragon. Okay, that's the one you were thinking of. And yes, you can discard this card, add up to 2 Thunder Dragon from your deck to your hand. Well, that's not bad to get into that, I suppose, but the one you're Dragon, Titan, and Colossus. Oh, here's the Colossus, yeah. So yeah, in fairness, that is Thunder Dragon plus 1 Thunder Monster. So yeah, it is using the Thunder Dragons, which is interesting. By special summon in the turn. Ooh, wow! Really? Am I reading that correctly? So you, hang on, add the Thunder Dragon. I'm leaning towards doing Thunder Dragons. Yeah, discard this card. That's from your hand. And then this one can be special summoned during the turn of Thunder Monster's effect. I'm assuming you're called Thunder Dragon. If you're not a Thunder Monster, I'm going to be very annoyed. But no, it is a Thunder Monster. By attributing 1 Thunder effect non-fusion monster, in which case you do not use polymerization. Oh, what? No? But you also only have to tribute 1 monster, is that correct? Cards cannot be added from the main deck to your opponent's hand except by drawing them. Oh, interesting. Oh. Oh! That's a hell of an effect. Hell of an effect. Missing words, it's fine. If this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish 1 Thunder Monster from your graveyard instead. Are you fucking shitting me? That is incredible. Wow. Limit 1 for I can understand that reason. Yeah. I'm fully understanding it. And this is, you said Titan. That's the one, yeah. So this is 3 Thunder Dragon monsters. So I'm assuming... Are you classified as a Thunder Dragon or not? Difficult to know for certain. I mean, it's called a Thunder Dragon Duo. And it does look similar, so I'm assuming maybe that is classified as Thunder Dragon. Armed Dragon of Thunder. Oh, interesting. I don't know whether that's... I don't think that's got anything to do with it. Thunder Dragon Hawk. Special summon 1 Thunder Dragon. Okay, so I think Thunder Dragon Hawk's included. And Thunder Dragon Roar. Okay. And Thunder Dragon Dark, I'm assuming, is included in all of this. Armed Dragon. I don't think this one is. I think this is an outlier. It just happens to have Thunder in the name. Thunder Dragon Matrix. Oh, golly. Yeah, no, I quite like some of these. And then, yeah, the other big boy, Titan. Must be, or special summon by banishing 1 Thunder monster from your hand and 1 Thunder Fusion monster you control. Except the Titan, where you don't use polymerization when a Thunder monster. Yeah. Huh. And then there are some plausible... I suppose argue that's good for dragons in general, but I don't know if you'd want to include it. Thunder Dragon Fusion. Ah, I see. Fusion summon 1 shuffling in your graveyard. That's the crucial one. If you can do it from the graveyard, that's why you want this card, I suppose. Yes, I can see. Oh yeah, I mean, I know Armed Dragons because I used to rock an Armed Dragon deck because, well, I suppose arguably we established several long coats. I don't think I mentioned this one, but Chaz Princeton, and I liked Chaz. Even when he was full arsehole Chaz, I liked Chaz. Chaz it up, Chaz it up, Chaz it up. But I liked his Armed Dragon deck, and I liked his the fucking. Hang on, let's see if I can just. I'll just see if I can find it. Oh no, I haven't. Oh no, in the thing. Is that what it was called? Clearly not quite close enough. I suppose arguably that might get me slightly closer. Is it that one? Oh shit, that's even more. Okay, that's interesting. This is the one. Okay, so it started with just, I'm going to summon the XYZ Dragon Cannon. Because this was Kaiba, I believe, utilised these big boys originally. Then Chaz came in and introduced us to the V and the W and ended up with the V to Z Dragon Catapult Cannon. And I'm allowed to say Z on that occasion just simply because it matches the dialogue that I'm quoting. But then we now have the A to Z Dragon Buster Cannon. So we'll look at the card art a little bit more. But yeah, that is incredible. Whoo! 4,000, 4,000. Of course, I'm attracted to the large numbers. During either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell, trap card, or monster effect, you can discard 1 card and negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. Fuck me, that's good. Apart from if you've got no cards left after summoning all of this. Especially since you're banishing cards. And especially you have to get... So you have to get to the ABC Dragon Buster and the XYZ Dragon Cannon in order to then sacrifice both of them to get this bad boy. But it is a hell of a bad boy. Bad boy, bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Oh, hello.
Hello there.
General Blue Boosh. Dragon Buster Cannon. But I used to love, I used to absolutely love using Y Dragon Head and Z Metal Tank and the other ones. I used to absolutely love those. Anyway, Thunder... I don't think so, truth be told, because I would have possibly seen it. Oh, Storm. Couldn't read it for looking. I think it's because they've done that classic Yu-Gi-Oh thing, which is sort of... They've combined the words to be Thunderstorm Mech. And it was doing a number... Oh, no, he's here. He is here. I just didn't address him because he's a Link monster. But yeah, 2+ Thunder monsters during your main phase. If you control this Link summon card, you can target one of your Thunder Dragon monsters that is banished or in the graveyard. Apply that monster's effect that discards itself to activate. Then place that monster... Wait, hang on. On the top or bottom of your deck, you can only use this effect at Thunder Dragon Thunderstorm once per turn. If a Thunder monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish 3 cards from your graveyard instead. Whoo! I mean, it's not sounding too bad, although it is intriguing. Yeah, apply that monster's effect that discards itself to activate. Yes. Sorry, it's just so wordy sometimes, these things. But welcome back, Mr. Brubush, welcome back. We're still Yu-Gi-Oh-ing at the moment. I'm mostly scared to try anything else because it's working at the moment and I don't want it to stop working because that will annoy me. But yeah, that is quite something. And especially that is quite something as well. Especially when the fact that you can sort of bring things back as well. It's quite fascinating. Link 4. Link 4 can be tricky depending on the deck, but I assume they have some way to get it out. Yeah. I mean, it's just... I suppose arguably that's actually... Yeah, I still don't fully grasp precisely what this means. Because to me, that means you need 2... It feels like that should actually be 2 or more Thunder Monsters. But it's not. It's you need a level 2 plus a Thunder Monster or something. So you actually need 3 monsters. Link monsters confuse me, I think. I have not experienced enough Link monsters. I'm just going to show you possibly a couple of these. Because I think... Is this the one? Yeah. This is bullshit. Heavy duty bullshit. Because it seems to rely on... Well, bullshit, in fairness. I don't know if you've ever come across this deck, but it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Basically, it pumps up your life points to immeasurable amounts, and then, because it's all spells, reversal quiz, naturally they're going to pick a spell. There's only spells in the deck, which means you swap the life points, and then you magical mallet the... Oh no, that's interesting. I don't know how that functioned then. There must be a way of destroying monsters on magic cards on the field. Because I could have sworn that was being sent from the hand to do that damage, but still. Apparently. Maybe is there a Grand Storm or something? No, don't know. Now I'm even slightly... Oh, now I'm even more pissed off. Because apparently these just activated from the field. But still, it's horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Well, if I link 2 Thunder Monster and I link 2 Thunder Monster, then it's 2 Thunder Monsters that add up to link 4. Yeah. Now see, this is where I thought I understood it, but you know. But you can also do it with a link 2 and 2 regular Thunders, or 4 regular Thunders. You can set it without equipping it. Oh, what the? Oh, I mean, you can. Yeah. No, it's getting it off the field. That's the issue I'm having here. There must be a way in here somewhere to have self-activated that. And it's not Magical Mallet, which is what I thought it was. Oh, no, it's this one. Okay. No, it wouldn't. No, even that wouldn't work. Yeah. Interesting. Once again, I feel slightly like I was diddled. I felt like I was diddled the first time because it happened so quickly. And now I'm... Despite having thought I'd understood it, I'm now feeling slightly diddled again. Because I can't see quite how he destroyed all of those from the field to the graveyard, because I could have sworn he did it from the hand to the graveyard. But there you go. There must be some kind of mechanic in there somewhere. But I was very close to reporting it for cheating because it was such bullshit. And so quick is the problem. He was the player playing it must have just... I don't know whether it was... Maybe it was just an AI or something. I don't know. Something ridiculous like that. But it's like... He was playing so quickly, you just couldn't keep up with it. And it's like, fuck off. And because the other problem, of course, was it was and suddenly loss. I was like, but I didn't. What the fuck? What the fuck are you on? It was highly frustrating, that deck, because it didn't feel like it was doing anything, and then suddenly it reversed the whole situation and killed me in a split second. And it's like, no, you don't do that. No, but still, we'll do one more and then maybe move on and do something else, because again, it's sort of, you've kind of seen the deck that I've got, and the problem with the deck that I've got is it's very simple, which means there's not much in the way of stuff to see. So until I perhaps build something new and different, it's just the same functionality over and over again. The only interest, I suppose, is seeing other people's decks, perhaps. Right, so I believe, yeah, we can Incantation, which I think we'll probably do. Incantation into Chaos Dragon, probably. Yeah. Or we'll bait out a Ash Blossom, of course, one of the two. I would have slightly preferred to have gotten a backup ritual card, but, you know, I don't have the option to bring Kandal out, and I don't have any in the grave, so it might as well be another ritual monster as a backup ritual monster. And I don't know, as much as I could bring out a max, I find it sometimes useful to perhaps at least have the option of chaos rather than non-chaos. And at this point, I don't know, can I go into main 2? No, I can't. So at this point, I'm going to have to just accept the idea of placing it there. I'm not going to ritual summon just yet. Although they obviously know that I've got the materials for it, so they perhaps will sense a trap, but it might still bait something out. And if the Witch's Strike actually stays on the field, I might be able to... Well, okay, no, they're placing their entire hand on the field. Excellent, right. You know what, I think I hate that more than I hate them shuffling monsters for days. Oh, because we're talking Yu-Gi-Oh, of course, I read that as my deck has gained a cat. But I think, unless you misspelt it, I think you did intend my desk has gained a cat. Which, in fairness, all of, you know, everything is a cat's. Once per turn, step one this card, you can special summon. Okay, interesting. So this is going to be Trappy, perhaps. If summoned this way, this card is unaffected by monster effect. Also banish it when it leaves the field. Okay. Interesting. Oh, okay. Paleozoic Canadia. I don't know the Paleozoic cards. So we shall have to wait and see what the fuck happens. For I have no idea what is happening here. Oh well, we shall see, I guess. Okay, interesting. Not a lot of point in flipping that face down, but it's fine, I suppose. Oh, okay, main face for me, right. Well, at this point I can get a Kandal on the field, so I might as well. I will show you the Max Dragon. Oh, are you going to block me? That could be interesting. Oh, no, you're not. Ooh, he has tried to heat my headphones. What, eat? I'm assuming that's meant to be eat? Because otherwise, you know, it's not as much of a fuss, I don't think, if he's just trying to heat it up. Why is this wire cold? It should be warm. I'll place my bum against it, and that will warm it nicely. Shed hair all over the keyboard, that could be a problem. And trying to eat a book of Sudokus, I see. Interesting. Are you blocking my summon? I don't know. Let's read it, I suppose. Trap Trick. Okay. Banish one normal trap from your deck. No, I don't. No, I don't think this is actually affecting... It's not officially affecting my doings. It's probably going to affect me in some way in the future, but it's not... Currently, I don't think it's affecting my ability to drag another ritual spell from my hand, from my deck. Because, so... It's kind of unaffected by monster effects, so that doesn't bother me that much, because I don't tend to do much in the way of monster effects. I tend to just bash things with a fucking great dragon. Talking of which, I'm going to try and summon and bash things with a flipping great dragon. I suppose arguably if they're immune, unaffected by monster effects, I'm not going to want to sort of twist them into some kind of defense mode. That would be pointless. I am just going to have to bash straight through them. But the fact that there's quite so many traps means, I feel susceptible to the traps that are being put forth potentially. But I suppose at this point, let us try and summon a big max dragon. This is where I find out that the Witch Strike is nowhere near as good as I thought it was. Oh, no, you're just doing another one of these. Okay. Oh, I say, are you destroying my Witch Strike? Because if you do that, I'm going to be fucking annoyed. One day I'll actually make use of a fucking trap card. But that day is not today. God, I hate these decks that just mess with everything and deny you all things. Anyway, on to the battle phase. Is there some nonsense I should look out for? There usually is, but it's tucked away in the card text so deep that you've got to read a fucking novel to get to it. No, just not affected by card effects, so I think twatting it in the face is not necessarily going to be an outrageous situation. We shall have to see. Doodle-doodle, diddly bums. Have you got a diddly bum today? No, not today. Today I cured my diddly bum. That's right. The doctor said, rub this on it. And I did. And now I don't have diddly bum. The rabbit gets slightly annoyed if you start picking and poking it. Oh, what are you planning on wiping out? Do you even know, sir? All you're doing is giving me a spare slot to summon my Chaos Dragon. I probably won't summon my Chaos Dragon because we'll save it for an occasion where I'm probably, lost my original Max Dragon, but... Turn change, draw phase. Oh, I've got myself a blue-eyes white dragon. Well, I suppose I could treat myself. Well, I do have quite a few cards not filled, so I could treat myself to a blue-eyes white dragon, but I feel like... Oh, Christ almighty, another one of these fucking paleontology things. So many Paleozoic bits and pieces. Just keep summoning monsters. I'll try to wipe them out. I'm not necessarily getting the sense that there's many holes in this deck. And by that I mean trap holes. Although having said that, that is the trap hole thing. Arguably, let's have a look. I think we've seen... Interesting. I'm surprised. Lost Wind. You can set this card... Oh, I see. Okay. You can set it from... Oh, of course you can set it from the bloody graveyard. Why would you not set it from the bloody graveyard? Oh, because that's not in the fucking rules. Well, he's actually got no trap cards immediately on the field, so do you know what? Let's go for a slightly old school traditional method of doings, which is, of course, tribute summoning for a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Hello, I'm Blue Eyes White Dragon. Unless he's got some kind of... Oh, I can't attack. Why can't I attack? What is the reason for the not being a... Right. Threatening Roar, I assume. I don't... When did he actually activate Threatening Roar? Oh, I see. He did actually activate Threatening Roar. Excellent. Well, that's annoying. Could have killed him that turn. Double damage on a 0 defense monster. What a tiresome annoyance indeed. Oh, unless, of course... If it's unaffected by monster effects, you might not have taken the double damage or the piercing damage, I don't know. Difficult to know sometimes with some of these wordings. Because it's amazing how often a card that cannot be destroyed by card effects and a card that cannot be targeted by card effects is amazingly destroyed and targeted by card effects. There's so many caveats to get around the situation. Are you gonna do anything? Do you have another roar of some kind? If you do not, then I might be able to beat you, but you are either figuring something out or just wasting time. It's difficult to know which it is. But I'm definitely going to have a look at this deck, because it's feeling a little bit like it's all traps, which is a bold... Oh no, there's definitely something else in there. Okay. Sky Cavalier. Return the opponents from the... okay, well, now, see, okay. He shouldn't be able to do that, although I haven't said that, actually. Effect Veiler. That's an effect, surely, right? You can detach one Xyz monster. So if I do that, I block that. So he can't try it. I don't know whether it's going to be helpful or not, but no. Have you run into any kaijus yet? I think I've encountered maybe one, but it didn't... It did, like, it sort of tapped on kaiju. It just sort of went, hello, I've got a little kaiju here. Oh no, I'm doing something completely different. No, don't worry about it. Right, don't worry. So I don't think it was a full kaiju, but I don't know. It seemed to have it had a monster known as a kaiju in there somewhere. But I don't think it was particularly doing it. Okay, so we've now got a downed magician. Okay, 200 attack. This card attacks a position defense. Oh no, that's going again. Okay, and I'm not overly really horse shit. Absolute horse shit. Oh, here we go. It doesn't have to target, so it can just... yeah. Absolute hogwash. Absolute hogwash. Garbage cards. They're all such garbage cards. And now I bet there's... oh. See, this is taken so long to just be annoying shit. Wait until they try to detach for Effect Veiler. I suppose apparently, clearly I should have... See, this is the problem I've got. I can't do the whole fucking about with this sort of thing. Right, I now have an advanced ritual in the grave, so theoretically, yeah, we'll try and do this and get a spare one, although having said that, a spare one's not necessarily going to help me all that much. Plus, it might just get blocked, but it might be needed to use a card that would block something later, I don't know. Pentaplume, ritual monster in the graveyard? No, ritual spell in the graveyard might be the better choice. So come forth, book boy. Your desk. I keep reading it as deck. Your desk now smells of cat. Well, that is what happens when cats sit on the desk. Oh, here we go. Okay, trap trick. That again didn't actually block it last time, did it? But I suppose it's. Set one card with the same name. Yes, okay. Banish one normal trap from your deck. Don't theoretically know what the trap he's going to put down is. But I think he's still got me, and he's absolute garbage. But there you go. Oh, it's another one of these little creatures. Okay. Kaiju allow you to tribute one of your opponent's monsters and summon it on their side. Yes, I did see that. I think I slightly scuppered that by... Oh, I think I tried Successor's Soul, but it, as usual, Successor's Soul failed miserably. Because he gave me an effect monster, and then I tributed it, and then tributed his monster, but still didn't get my dragon at the end of the whole affair. Which is just... ugh. Fuck's sake. Right, I don't know, but I guess we'll just try, and I assume I do have... I must have a Blue Eyes in the in my deck, otherwise it wouldn't be allowing me to use the card, I suppose. Which, of course, now this Blue Eyes is fully powered. I don't know if that's going to necessarily be all that much use, but still. I think it's probably going to be the most sensible thing. Although, having said that, that's a quick effect, so can you just do it now? Because if you can, I'm done. Oh yeah, I think you can just do it now, can't you? Wow, that's horse shit. Wait, what? What? All other cards, wasn't it? Or all other monsters, I suppose. All other cards. All other cards from the field to the ground. Oh, but can't. Oh, gee. Oh no, I can't be bothered. See, that sort of deck infuriates me. Just linking into nonsense like that. All that cock about fucking blocking effects and then not allowing anything. Stupid. And no, I don't like playing games that I think are stupid. Apart from the fact that I want it to not be stupid, because I kind of like it. Zeus is limited, is he? Oh. That's the other one I wouldn't mind doing. I wouldn't mind doing the Norse ones, the Aesir and the... I don't know. He's here, he's there, and everybody else is in between somewhere. Right, let's have a look. What shall we do? Well, I suppose we've gotten through to 6:30, so we might as well push it all to breaking point, I suppose, by not only using the control, but also doing Rocket League. So, oh, there we go. Yeah, I was 100% right there. The control is interfering something drastic, but hopefully that's just the initial handshake. I'm going to have to change that category in a moment, but we can get aggravated by more people who are better at games than I am. Just in a slightly different form. In the form of Rocket League. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Diddly diddly dee. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. We're just waiting for the load. So we biddly biddly boo. And we biddly biddly boo. With a biddle and a biddle on a biddle and a biddle and a biddle on a boodly day. With a biddle on a biddle and a biddle and a diddle and a biddle and a little day. That's very Christmassy for it not being Christmas. Rocket Leg Way. That's right. We're doing Rocket Leg Away. Oh no, Leg Away me. You know nothing of the Aesir cards. Well, it's basically, I mean, I don't know if you know much about the Aesir in general, but it's Norse gods and all that jazz, and I really like the look of it. Well, I say that. I have no idea how it functions, truth be told. I just like the fact that it's Odin, Thor, Loki, and all the other odds and sods. I don't think we're in time for a tournament, are we? No, that's the 8 PM tournament, which I think, is that the 2v2 one? I didn't know that was the 2v2 one when I had a go yesterday, and it took me by surprise. And then, of course, the unfortunate thing is I ended up with... I ended up losing my partner in the 2v2, which ended up being 2v me. So it was a bit of a farce, which was unfortunate. No clue what the deck does or how good it is. I've no idea either. I'm just attracted to the fact that you can summon Thor, Loki, and Odin. But it is slightly separated because I think I can't quite remember what the name of the lesser ones are, but you've got like the three main ones, which is Odin, Thor, and Loki, are like your Aesir synchro monsters, I think they are. And then you've got sort of a load of lesser of the sort of, I can't remember what the word is now, which is the problem. But yeah. Or Aesir is the lesser one, and... Oh, hello, I did actually get a touch to it. Surprising. And it's a different word for the gods, but I think it's Aesir for the gods and something else for the other people. Dang it all. Oh, well, at least someone else got it. Oh, we are, yeah, as loosely predicted, although it's a slightly different issue than slightly different issue to the norm. But yeah, it is certainly Rocket League was not a wise decision, owing to the fact that I am now getting massive lag on the game. Oh no! Oh no! Just off the top! No, just off the top again! Jesus! But still, the worst thing about it all, of course, is the fact that I've done all of these things before. That's kind of like, yeah, I've played Rocket League on stream before. It worked fine. Now, of course, no. Dang it all. It does not, but there you go. Odin, father of the Aesir. Yeah, there you go, that's the fella. Don't know how hard it is to get that. I don't know either. I mean, it's a synchro monster if memory serves, so... Yeah, no, this is definitely not working, is it? Christ. Worst fucking experience of Rocket League I've had. And it's been jumpy in the past. I suppose that just sort of seals it as I'm going to be forced into sort of single player games from now on. No online stuff for me. Oh. God dang it. I do find that little jump can sometimes just not go correctly. It's be a sort of... Yeah, I think I push the jump button just that little bit quicker than I push the directional button, so it only registers as a double jump rather than a sort of jump and a barrel roll type affair, or an aileron roll. More so than barrel. But in fairness, if you were stood on a barrel, you would find yourself rolling. Oh no, okay. Oh no, okay. A little bit of clearance there. That's good. A little bit of clearance, Because I think it's one of those odd little ones where I'm not 100% sure, but I think. Oops. Well, yep. No, that's gone completely. I think the Aesir cards come from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D, so they are quite old now, which would probably mean they're, somewhat outclassed. But I think they were the sort of pseudo finale of 5Ds. As I was discussing previously, I don't think they ever really finished 5Ds when it came to the English dub, but I might be mistaken. But I think the sort of dramatic finale was he was just facing off against Aesir monsters. I think he won, but I think it was one of those ones where it just felt like there was more to the story. It felt like they'd not quite finished. Jesus. Okay, no, again, just off the top bar. Oh, I mean, it was classified as a save. I'm not 100% sure because, well, the game is not working, but there you go. Beep, beep, bobbity bee. I am sliding across the field. The most useful of scenarios. No, okay, no. Hey, there we go, got it. A little bit of clearance was the only goal there, really. Oh, we missed the boost back. What an annoyance. Oh, ho! Never mind. It was worth a shot. Oh, I missed him. I'm surprised. Oh, hey, nice. Nice. It's saved there. Oh. Alarmingly good jump from you, sir. I don't like it, but I suppose I have to admit that it was quite good. Dang it. I really wanted that. No, not in the goal, please. Not in the goal, please, sir. Not in the goal, no. Oh, dang it. Back to defense mode. Whoops, I jumped backwards. I didn't mean to. I lost my ability to even remotely try and defend against that. Not the best of situations when you find it's not this thing. Oh, Garbrolo lost connection. Oh, Garbro. Low, bro. That's unfortunate because I think that's one of our friends. Yes, it is, and unfortunately in competitive... Oh, no! Gabrolo joined again. Well, that's at least something. I suppose we shouldn't besmirch him a small little blip. Unfortunately, we are losing 4-0, which I'd not really... Sort of, in a way, I'd chosen sort of not to address that fact. We're now losing 5-0. In a way, I really didn't want to address that fact. I would have much preferred just keep thinking in my mind that we were actually doing quite well, but no. No. They are synchro, indeed. That is fair enough. We were right back. Darn it. Darn it all, darn it all, darn it all, indeed. That's intriguing to know whether you did just say they were synchro on a delay because you were doing something else, or whether we have ended up with super delayed lag nonsense today, because we were discussing the fact that they were synchro quite some time ago, so I don't know if it's just gone entirely to pot, but still. Oh, I would have another game. We'll probably go for another 15 minutes, and then I might put it away slightly earlier than usual. Because, you know, it's not enjoying doing Rocket League and doing the uploading of the streams. I think it's fine. Well, I mean, it's definitely not fine, but it's not doing as badly as on some occasions. Although having said that, literally the moment I said it's not doing as badly on some occasions, it's gone full on absolutely fucked, but there you go. That's just one of those things. Nice demo, nice demo, nice demo, nice demo. Have you got a nice demo? Is that a euphemism? Yes. For what? Nobody knows. I suppose really I should probably do the right thing and stop doing competitive with limited internet. But still. Usually competitive can prove, well, oddly enough, rather competitive. Which is slightly better on occasion. Let's get that out of the way of the goal, and then ideally up and over into their goal, please, if that could be dealt with. What is the nice demo thing? I don't know, but it's clearly now just a thing. Are they an official team? Well, certainly two of them are. In fact, the two who are doing the nice demo are, in fact, the two who are on the team. So I'm assuming that there's maybe a strategy. I managed to sort of just nudge him slightly, but not in a way that was useful, unfortunately. Couldn't quite get ahead of the ball, which was not... I needed Mr. Totes Baron. I needed the Totes Baron to do a little bit more there, but unfortunately neither of us were in the right position. Whoop, 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 whoop. Well, that's looking... No. Oh, well, that's a shame. Hey, that's a shame. Nice demo, nice demo. No problem, no problem. Nice demo, no problem. I've got a nice demo. What's the nicest demo you think you've ever played? Mine's technically not a demo. I just rammed them out the way. They were my own teammates. I don't care. I'm a ball hog. I'm a ball hog, baby! But I think it's not strictly speaking a demo, but it is sort of a demo, and it came on a demo disc. But one of the nicest was the Toy Commander demo. As I say, demo's possibly a little bit generous. It came on one of the Dreamcast demo discs, but wouldn't necessarily be a demo as such. Because it was a bonus Christmas level, so you floated around as a little toy Santa, and that sort of, you know, it was basically the same style levels, and it was in the kitchen and stuff as well, I think, all the levels of Toy Commander. But it was a bonus Christmas one. And that was a really nice, clever way of dealing with demos. Jesus, okay. Yeah, this is... I mean, in fairness, arguably, I mean, the ping itself is not that bad. I mean, arguably it does go up quite high, but you know. I've rocked like 57 ping before, and it's been fine. It's everything else, I suppose. Oh, dang. Spiritfarer, nice. I do vaguely recognise the name of the game. And Barren Lands Lush, intriguing. But I love. Is it meant to be Thunder Lotus or Thunder Lotus? Difficult to know because it sounds like a name, so it could be either. Dang it. Dang it all, are they gonna score? Not right now. Dang it. You know, don't let the ball go over there. Don't let the ball go there. It's Thunder Lotus, yeah, that makes a bit more sense, but as I say, it looks sort of like a name, so it could have gone in a slightly different direction. Oh no, this man is trying to take my stuff away. Oh, dang it. Be right back. Fair enough. Darn it, they got a second goal. It's a sick goal. No, it looked like a perfectly... I think that goal had been in the hospital and received a clean bill of health. No sickness down in that goal. Burp. Do-do-do. Dang it all. Dang it all. Dang it all. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely getting worse and worse, isn't it? But there you go. Do-do-do. Oh, perfect angle. They might block it, but it was a good angle. A good angle. One of the best angles I've ever done there. Here. Yeah, nice one. I actually did the move I wanted to do that time. Not a nice angle. Nah, not a nice angle. Not quite the right angle, but not bad. I mean, it's viable. Unfortunately, I think I got under the foot of... got in the way of Mr. Total Barons. I'm Total Barons. It's not actually his name. Oh, we're just a pair now. Oh, I didn't realise we'd lost a man. Man down, man down. Go on, Totes Bruno. Totes Bruno. Oh, thank you for defending our goal. Oh, it was just a set up an even better one. That's fair, I suppose. We cannot really critique that man there after all. It felt like we could, but turns out we could not. Diddle-dee-dee. Diddle-dee-dum. Actually, I should probably stay in goal for a moment or two. Almost jetted off into the wild blue yonder, jetting in. Seriously? Don't score that goal, please. It would have been very unpleasant, wouldn't it, if they'd just done that cheeky extra. Oh, hello. Okay, dinosaur. It's an okay dinosaur. It's an okay dinosaur. I wouldn't say it was a good dinosaur, but nah, it's an okay dinosaur. It's fine. More water, less trash, and a slightly late lunch obtained. Ah. I didn't get round to having lunch today, which is never particularly good news, but there you go. I was busy down the hole of trying to figure out why my internet doesn't work properly. Turns out it's probably just the Wi-Fi can't reach my computer. Why it suddenly can't reach my computer, I don't know, but that seems to be the issue at hand. However, there might be a couple of other things lurking within which I need to figure out, but again, there's 1,001 reasons you can very much waste, very much, and I know this for a fact because I have. You can waste days trying to work out how the living fuck you actually get anywhere. I'm just going to carry on playing Rocket League. It's going to be a garbage stream, but I don't know. I might as well just do me. Might as well enjoy my doing little me things. We'll drop down into non-competitive just to make it a little bit sort of less irksome for other people playing the game, but still. You smell like cat food as well as cat hair. Not good. It does sound a little bit like you might be becoming a cat. And who's tasty?
Dicks.
Tasty dicks. Indeed. Indeed for the tasty dicks. Especially tasty dicks that taste of cat food and cat hair. I don't think anybody needs that in their life, but arguably that is just a cat dick, I suppose, isn't it, really? Although, arguably, cats don't tend to dip their dicks in their food. Or at least I'm unaware of that as a behavioural trait of the cat. I know they have some peculiar traits, but just going... Right, I'm just testing this food. Testing the food by dipping your cock in it. Oh, you had a go knocking. It's a lot louder now. So I did hear it. And there's a small, like... Arguably... And I think you have... But I might be mistaken, I'm not sure. Maybe it's something you can do or can't do. I suppose arguably I could ban stream stickers from the chat. But that might just turn it off entirely, perhaps, I don't know. But nonetheless, it's one of those odd little ones where, because I keep a fairly rigid look on the chat at all times, because it comes up as, you know, slapped a sticker. Although the Robin one was fairly delayed. Although the tasty one, you can mute them from stickers interface. Okay, I did wonder. And as I say, I don't remember you having them come up, so I assume there was a fairly easy way of perhaps assessing that situation and dealing with that. But we're just sort of in a bit of a mess. But I might have to do that, and then you might actually catch me with the knock one. Oh, never mind. Oh dear, never mind.
Never give up!
Never give up. I don't know. That's not really my sort of mantra, I fear. My mantra is, you know, have a go. But, you know, if everything works against you, just call it quits there. Because, you know, if the world is against you doing things, it's just not worth the fight. There you go. That doesn't quite sound as punchy as never give up, does it? Oh! That's going to confuse Chester, if anything. Although I think it sounds like the cat has gone and is now eating happily. But little cat meow is going to get every cat owner, apart from you, Blue Boosh, because obviously you did the sticker. But every cat owner who's not aware of the sticker is going to go, "Fuck, what do you want? Oh, wait, you're not even here. Why have you gone?" So evil, indeed. Oh, dang it. We were doing... Actually, we weren't doing that well. I thought we were doing evenly. Currently doing the Dino Mist solo gate. And I think I'm learning how to pendulum summon. Pendulum summoning is fairly simplistic. Of all the summons, pendulum I don't mind. Well, I do mind because it's a bullshit. It's a bullshit way of summoning 1,000 monsters all at once. But at least, do you know what? I suppose arguably, when they introduced pendulum summoning, I didn't like pendulum summoning because it was a really easy way to get a load of monsters on the field in order to synchro and Xyz summon. And I thought it was a nonsense way of special summoning a fuck ton of monsters without any real significant effort. Now that linked monsters exist, and they've managed to make summoning even more trivial, pendulum I don't mind as much, because at least with pendulum you have to use a lot of cards in your hand. Because basically your normal summoning, well, you're special summoning, but you're special summoning from your hand. For the most part, at least, anyway. But yeah, pendulum summoning I now suddenly don't mind as much. But that's only because they've managed to op the bullshit level. You love me. Aww, that's very nice. I fear the cold, stony heart that exists within my chest has no real, you know, knowledge of this thing you call love. But, you know, it's nice anyway. And a little cupcake cutie. That's a new one. I don't recognise that one. It does look a little bit like it's got a penis on its head from a side profile, though, doesn't it? Although that is sort of that's kind of when you've given it a shave and you've got one hair left. That's what that cherry and candle look like. Still don't understand what the diamonds mean. Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily would be able to explain it. I think I know it roughly, but it's one of those ones where it's like, so I don't. Truth be told, I don't think they mean anything as such. It's just, and they do mean something, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be there. But it's not something you necessarily need to factor in a huge concern. Although I suppose arguably some maybe. I only know them having both arrows, so maybe there's some that only have one single arrow, in which case you can only use it on either the high-end scale or the low-end scale. That might be a thing, however I cannot guarantee that. But it's basically, I think, one arrow is your low scale and the other arrow is your high scale. And if your low scale is lower than your high scale, you can special summon any monsters between said scales. That's the principle. So if you have low scale 4 and high scale 6, I'm fairly confident they're not inclusive. So if you do have 4 and 6, you can only special summon monsters level 5. Which is not too bad if you're running some kind of sort of pendulum Xyz, because then you can summon a load of monsters via pendulum and then summon a load of monsters via Xyz. But I don't see pendulum monsters all that much nowadays. They've had their sort of dish. They were the dish of the day for a moment or two. Oh, lucky bounce off the front wheel. I'll take it though. I'll take it. But yeah, you don't. I think basically, as I say, you don't see them that much nowadays because you actually have to expend cards from your hand to kind of get that whole thing to work. You have to place a card from your hand to make one scale, place a card from your hand to make another scale,
Wow.
and then you have to special summon from your hand in order to... I do feel like that is the noise people make when we're discussing Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially if they're not Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans. They just, wow, yeah, wow, no, I'm really keeping up with this. But yeah, because you actually have to special summon from your hand with a pendulum summon, I don't think it's all that worthwhile anymore. Because the new archetypes, which are just summon this, and now summon it from the graveyard, and now summon this one from the deck, and now summon this. Ah, you bastard. Summon it from your bastard. Yes, that's going to be the next one. You can special summon this if your bastard brings it along, which will mean that there'll be sort of a desperate need for bastards to attend tournaments a lot more. You'll just be putting out an advert. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player, I need a bastard. And you'll just get Jon Snow come up and go, I'm probably able to help you out on that one. It's not a very good impression of Jon Snow, but, you know.
My heart!
Impressionist. Your heart, indeed. Your heart is wow. Do. You do know you are burning quite a substantial fortune on stickers, right? Just a little suggestion that you might want to stop. But I suppose technically there's an element of money in my pocket, so I can't critique that much. Oh, I think we're going to go Hulk. What in the world was that one? Oh, it was a duck. Oh, it was a duck that went quack. Okay. I got confused because I couldn't quite hear what he was trying to do. There we go. Stop watting the duck. That's a euphemism. Don't you wat the duck. Oh, he's wat the duck again. Whack, 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 whack. Right. Okay, 2 of those lined up perfectly, where he's just going whack, whack. If they if they all lined up in a row, that would be hilarious. But the odds of getting that are slim to none, so stop with your stickers. I mean, you can continue with the stickers, but as I say, I feel like it's financially unwise to constantly use stickers. But there you go. Oh, went for a cheeky one, but not quite. Oh, we've got a boxing glove, so if we can not get teleported just as I push the button, that would be really appreciated. Oh, you've got spikes. Bam! That's what we do with spikes. We ram the shit out of them. This is the only way to dislodge them. There's very few ways of dislodging spikes, in fairness, but a solid... oh, there we go. Okay. Yep, no, that's gone. A solid ram against the ball will dislodge the spikes. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to get that solid ram against the ball, especially if they get nippy around the corner there. Nippy around the corner. I don't even think that rubber chicken has a pulley in the middle. There you go. That's another reference for people to identify. Can you identify the reference regarding a rubber chicken with a pulley in the middle? Although, of course, there is an interesting little caveat to that suggestion of can you identify it. It might come from somewhere before the reference I'm referencing. So, as I happen to know... Now, this might give it away to a certain extent, but there's another reference in the same game that the rubber chicken with a pulley in it is a reference, which is that's the second biggest I've ever seen, and that's a reference back to I believe the film was called Get Smart. I can't remember if the TV series was called Get Smart as well, but the main character in the TV series that the film Get Smart was based on, which is a very old TV series, I believe, used to say that's the second biggest whatever it was I've ever seen. And so they took that, because they were a fan of it in Monkey Island, they took that and made that a Monkey Island reference, a Monkey Island thing. So now, you know, I think of it as this is Monkey Island. Oh, that's the wrong tool. I didn't realise that was the tool I was using. Never mind. You know, where I think of it as a Monkey Island reference, it's not, strictly speaking. Well, it is, but it isn't. It's got heritage before Monkey Island, of course. And for those wondering, yes, the rubber chicken with a pulley in the middle is a reference to Monkey Island. Because I believe it feels like one of those items that's possibly just a gag. Oh, don't put it in the goal, don't put it in the goal. Oof. That was pretty good doings. We keep losing players on our team. I'm assuming maybe because I'm rocking like a... Because I'm classified as rocking a shit connection. It's lumbering me with all the people who disconnect the most. So I'm ending up just in this constant state of losing teammates. Can we... Yes! Cheeky one. Well, I suppose I'll have to take the assist. I've got no choice. It's registered as an assist, but I would have liked to have not had an assist. I would have liked to have had the actual goal, but never mind. If I wasn't the last to touch the ball, I suppose that's the way the cookie crumbles. I don't know. We shouldn't forfeit just yet. We're winning. But I can. Oh, okay. Now we should probably forfeit because it's now 3-on-1. Yeah, it's now 3-on-1. I mean, technically, I'm still winning, but I think the moment I start losing, I'll probably quit. I know. Oh, sad loser. Well, it's also I could just do a different game and stand a chance. 3-on-1 is very... Oh, you bastard. But I can whoosh up the walls and do lots of other things. Oof. Oof, indeed. Quite a nice oof there. Oops, straight over the ball. That's unfortunate. Getting booted. Oh, it looks like Frogo Gams has come back. Oh, that's unfortunate. The situation is not looking good, Frogo Grams. And is that like a kissogram? But with... It's a shame it's not Frodo-grams, because that would have made the joke a little bit better. Booted and suited, unfortunately not so much. I've only got shorts on at the moment. Well, they are technically trousers, but being the Hulk, they look like shorts. And frozen! Let it go, let it go. No, I believe I can win. Let it go, let it go. I didn't want this ball anyway. Boop. Ho! Bit too much of a punt there. It's a shame. Boop! It's the old nose boop. Yo! Get tornadoed! Everybody get tornadoed! But anyway, for anybody wondering, long story short... Ah, you shit. Long story shit. The terribly long story. It took 5 years, but I read it all in one shit. Long story short... Oh, Frogo-grams has gone again. Actually, it's also Frogo Games, isn't it? I think is the idea. But anyway, we could discuss Frodo-grams anyway. Just people who come around and kiss you dressed as Frodo. That is basically it. That is the whole. That is their whole shtick. Oh, yes, I have balls. Yes, I have balls. I want to get out of the way of that ball. Yeah. You little bitches couldn't stop me. Don't stop me now. So they didn't. Anyway, references from Monkey Island. That's the second biggest something I've ever seen. Usually, one of the key ones was that's the second biggest monkey head I've ever seen. And I think there was also that's the second biggest cotton bud I've ever seen as well. Oh, dang it. I'm now so vastly out of position that if they don't score, they are clearly awful. They did not score. I think we know we understand the definition of this now. I've only got like 12. I should probably stick near the goal, but if I can clear the ball away from our goal nicely, the double booted and boosted. Yeah, demolition, nice. I actually won pretty much by myself. Jesus, that is horrendous. That one doesn't necessarily sort of. I've explained this before. There isn't really much in the way of soul, I suppose. So I don't get surprised that much because it's just like this cold, dead husk. But I can still appreciate the creepiness of the general sound effect that is put onto that, even if it doesn't necessarily make me go, oh. But there you go. We'll do one more match, I think. Probably another sort of bully mode. I do like bully mode to a certain extent. Is that? I genuinely wasn't sure if that was Rocket League or the Pride Heart. I'm assuming it's the Pride Heart, but that's a fucking jaunty little theme. Ow! Was it a very loud, jaunty theme? Now, see, for me, it wasn't that loud. It certainly punched over Rocket League, but it wasn't that loud. Loudest one yet, I think, but nonetheless not so loud that it was like, ooh. So I think that's you've screwed yourself on that one. It's because I have the general audio of the game through my headphone very, very low. Am I on my own? No, I'm not on my own again. I was slightly concerned. I felt like I'd not seen my teammates. Right, I've got plunger. Must remember that I have plunger. Oh, unfortunately, I didn't really do much with that plunger. That plunger was not a very good choice. That plunger was, I'm skiing all over the place. Yes, I'm skiing. I'm skiing all over this world. And it looks like we may not have scored, but we may have scored. Yes, we did score. 990 ping. Oh, I see. That's completely dead now. Right, so, oh well. It's fine. I did say one more game, so we're not going to worry too much about it. But your God, I'm bouncy and everything. Not sure if it's just going to possibly just kick me out of the game in a moment, because this is, whoa, we're just sort of skiing and skating. I'm kinda not really a part of this match, because I'm sort of just, whoa there, son, whoa there. I don't know if we can get anywhere, because we've kinda lost. Oh, there it is, officially sort of registering as disconnected. Now it's not officially registering as disconnected. Now it might be back. Boom. Nice save there, considering how fucking fucked it is. Oh! Well, I managed to get that back to not being a save after all. Which is terribly unfortunate. It was a save, and then I scored an own goal. Scored a bit of an own goal on that one, didn't we? Can't remember where that line's from. Oh God, it's something. Yeah, they scored a bit of an own goal on that one. Oh, it's Chip and Pin and Fish and Cushion. One of their sort of end lines. They sort of go, well, we scored a bit of an own goal on that one, didn't we? Don't worry, in a few years we'll buy a gun. You never quite know what they plan on doing with that gun, though, which is concerning, of course. It's very much one of those ones where it's like, oh, are they gonna do something to Fish and Cushion? Yeah! I wish I'd done that. Or are they going to do something for themselves? By gum, lad. I've got these spikes, but these spikes are pointless. Bollocks. I keep fucking it up. I keep fucking it up. Ooh, I keep fucking it up, but it's fine. Faking. Are you a fake king? No. I am the bomb king. Yes, that name gets me every time. So, a fun fact, and I'll explain it now, because it'll either be yonks before I do anything with it, or I'll never do anything with it. There's no in there. Absolutely no in there. But, yeah, I was going to, if I ever write an RPG campaign type thing, or I suppose technically I was writing one, sort of. It was, I was writing one to be done in Discord, which was the DD&D, which is Discord Dungeons and Dragons. But nonetheless, part of the story was you started at an inn. Of course you do. Of course you do. You always start at an inn when it comes to a good Dungeons and Dragons campaign. If you don't, you've got a terrible Dungeons and Dragons campaign. But nonetheless, the inn I was going to call the Far King, as in a king that's far away. But obviously also, when you say it out loud, you get the phrase Far King. Would you like a Far King owl? If you go over in that corner, she practically lives here, which is why we call her the Far King Mystic. And yeah, it's childish. Childish, but I love it. Childish, but I love it. Just the idea of calling everything the Far King. Do you know how long until we get to the Far King? buy me dinner first. Oh, he's got spikies. He's gonna do us with the spiky boys. Of course he is. Of course he is. Porter? I'm Javichu, and from 2013 I was a porter. So I would just take your bags up and down the stairs. Even if you didn't want your bags up and down the stairs, I'd take them anyway. In fact, I'd take them up the stairs. Then you'd tell me I didn't want them upstairs, so I'd bring them back down the stairs. Oh, dang it. But I'd take them down more stairs than you asked for. I'd take them down to the basement, so at that point you'd say, why are my bags in the basement? And I'd go, I don't know. And I'd then take them back up the stairs. If you ever did D&D, I would offer my firstborn. Fair enough. It's very silly, but I like it. Indeed, it very much is. Very much is. And as I say, everything would be. Would you like one of our special wines? It's known as the Far King. It's one of our special homebrew wines, the Far King wine. So would you like one of our commemorative mugs? So here you go. I'm going to pour your Far King wine in the Far King mug. Yeah, that's why I couldn't really use that as a name, because I don't know if I could keep a straight face while saying, would you like to have a fucking mug? There's one gold piece for a fucking mug, and 2 silver pieces for your fucking wine. And we do offer a special kids meal. It's the fucking Happy Meal. Yeah, I suppose we could. Don't mind those guys in the corner with those sort of with the quills in their hands. They're just making notes for a special TV program, or a special sort of written documentation of our family situation, which is Meet the Farking. Meet the Farking family. Oh well, yeah. Oh, damn it! I don't want it going. Sounded far more sexual than intended. Oh, Dolly, I don't want it going that far in. Oh, Dolly, I don't want to go to the Far King. But yeah, it was very silly. But I do like that, and that's why I do like the phrase "king," because really, you can just do anything, just any old fun with the Far King, or with king. So you just go king. This is quite good. I got a dragon one, but I don't know if I've got the dingo. Do I have the dingo? I could make the Australian special if I got the dingo. But let's, I suppose, let's have a look. Create a new preset. Customize the card. Do we have a dingo? And if we do, what is a dingo? No, we don't have no dingo. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? If we don't got no dingo, we can't do no dragon dingoes. Oh, fuck. I've got blueprints. Do I got a dingo and a blueprint? Oh, in fact, in fairness, that is actually a blueprint as well, so I don't own that anyway. I do hate this game sometimes. Like, I don't hate this game, but I do slightly hate this game. Because it's slightly annoying. Because they've got a lot of sort of... I don't necessarily begrudge them making money, but at the end of the day, I do begrudge them making money if it means I have to spend money. How do I... Okay, that's inventory, so I suppose... Item shop? I don't know if you can just isolate a single item. Oh well, I don't suppose it makes that much difference. No, I can't be bothered. I was going to try and find the dingo. I was going to try... Whoops, I was going to try and find the dingo, but I can't. And I ain't got no dollars for a challenge. Do they still consider it a dingo dollar challenge? Since they moved it to Wales, I haven't really watched I'm a Celebrity. And I don't know if anybody else watches I'm a Celebrity here at all. Anyway, that's the end. In the words of Alex Brooker, Charlie Brooker, Brook. You might. It's not Alex Brooker. He's the other one, whose name always gets confusing for me because of Charlie Brooker. I think it is Brooker still, but nonetheless, in his words, that's the end. Kindly go away. Go away. I was going to say fuck off, but I was going to make it worse than Charlie does. But in one of his radio shows, he sort of goes, yeah, and that's the end. Now go away. In fairness, he does that a lot, I think, but still. Let's pop that in the interim slideshow. And, I mean, I doubt you've seen any of it, in fairness. This is a radio program, so there's nothing really to be seen. But I think you're referring to a lot of his TV programs, I think. But yes, anyway, we'll do tonight. You've got the choice of Mr. Kalubers. This might cripple it, we'll see. It might just completely go off. I'm not going to bother doing a raid because I can't really be bothered at the moment. Yeah, there's just the three, four of us, I suppose, technically. Oh, a little huggy boy, boy. It's a little huggy boy. I've got huggies, you've got huggies, and together we do not shit ourselves. Well, we do shit ourselves, but it doesn't matter as much because we've got huggies. But yeah, I think it's just the four of us, so I'm not gonna bother. I suppose arguably I could, but I don't know. If I start... Grumble. Fruity crumble. If you've got a crumble in your grumble, then you've got a grumble in the crumble. Would you like to crumble in the grumble? Yes, I'd like to crumble in my grumble. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be crumbling in the grumble. Gonna be crumbling in the grumble. Gonna be crumbling in the grumble. Be careful, you're gonna start crumbling in the grundle. And I don't think you need that in your life. Do I need to do that? Let's have a look, see if this person is online or offline. Oh, this person is online. Oh, well, fuck it, we'll go there. There's not a huge amount of stuff. I suppose arguably I do sort of want that on, but... Oh, no, I don't want the audio on. I want the... oh, no, that's definitely not what I want to play the game, is it? But still. No, I really don't like it. I really don't like that, do it? Oh, no, it's bounced back, maybe. Just bear with me while I start fiddling. So even if it goes off, I'll perhaps try and do the raid anyway. So basically, yeah, we'll do that and see what happens. But let's try and get everything balanced out in some fashion right now. Could you stop doing that stupid thing? There we go. Excellent. Right. Oh no, we are basically at 0 now, so that's fun. Just give it a few moments to possibly bounce back, but I don't know if it actually will bounce back. Right. I don't think it's bouncing back. So, fuck it. We'll just get through it and see what happens. Mess Malascalabar, 9 o'clock tonight. He does video gaming things.
Oh wait, hang on, shit. That was a really bad choice. If he does slash and it crits, I could just die right now.
Oh, called it. That's a shame.
Or, alternatively, it could not even crit and do that.
Oh, you didn't call it 100% then. Oh, that's a shame. And your second option for tonight, if you prefer painty doings, and everybody loves paint on their doings, you've got Mr. Can't Sleep Must Paint, because he cannot sleep, and yet he must paint.
But why are you being so noisy today? Reveals as a teacher.
Oh.
No.
Almost smooth.
I'm trying to think.
Not so much.
Yeah, your name has no link to a name. It'd be very clever if it was.
Diddly diddly bum bum. Diddly diddly bum.
Hold on, let's go back to this.
Have you got a diddly bum, diddly diddly bum bum?
This is how I want
The
it.
Nuzlocke are usually quite entertaining. Yes.
Straighteners out.
Biddy 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 biddy. That's my new thing. Just doing that robot who I can't actually remember where that robot comes from, but it is nonetheless a robot creature, and it goes biddy 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 biddy. But anyway, I'll be back. Well, yeah, I don't know. We'll possibly give it a go tomorrow. See if retaining a sort of offline presence in the game might help, but I don't know. There's an alternate theory that's springing to mind, but we'll see. So yeah, I'll probably do tomorrow. I might leave Saturday. Give that a miss until I can sort of fairly guarantee the connection a bit more. But there'll be... Is it Buck Rogers? I've never really seen Buck Rogers. I don't know why. I suppose arguably it's just in such huge sort of global knowledge of Buck Rogers. It's just there. But yeah, well, that's good to know. Anyway, so yeah, we'll probably try tomorrow night, but it might again. There's always going to be the possibility of it just being a short one where it doesn't work at all. So yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. I guess that is the only way of thinking, isn't it? It is what it is. Try not to give a shit. But I suppose arguably there is a backfiring of that, of course, because if you don't give a shit, you never try to actually overcome anything. So swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to say cheerio, and then we're going to do the little raidie. So cheerio.